Chains off my brain, I broke the code to the matrix, pain in my veins. But now it's peace, I'm chasing fake hugs, fake daps. Left them all in the basement, growth on my chest. Truth's the only replacement. Blizzard abroad, peace in my hands, I'm the mission. Brotherhood tight, worldwide with the vision. Left the pain back, no rewind, no submission. Real talk, real man, this my soul's ambition. Walking through the shadows, I found light in the rubble. Built from the ashes, turn my grind into muscle. No more trust for the snakes, dodging all of the hustle. Inner peace, loud victory through the struggle. Feet touch foreign land, still grounded in my roots. Global sounds bumping, but my story's the proof. Truth in the mirror while we build for the youth. Blizz in the building, let them all see the truth. Eyes on the prize, no disguise, I'm the essence. Every scar on my soul taught me life lessons. Brotherhood worldwide, different flags, same message. Unity the weapon, keep the fake ones guessing. Blizzard abroad, peace in my hands, I'm the mission. Brotherhood tight, worldwide with the vision. Left the pain back, no rewind, no submission. Real talk, real man, this my soul's ambition. In my hands, I'm a mission. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome back to Blizzard Abroad, man. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Got some people up here in the chat. Say hello. Hit that like button for me, man. That's the cost of admission. That's all I ask, man. Hit that like button. We're gonna talk about a real one tonight, a real subject tonight, man. First, I do have to, send my condolences out to Elvis Diaz's family, man. I know y'all ain't gonna know who he is, but I think he was getting ready to blow. He really was getting ready to blow up as an editor on YouTube, man. And sadly, he passed away yesterday, man. And I didn't know him, never had a conversation, but I heard him talk. I seen the energy he put out. He's always positive, man. Always has something positive to add to whatever conversation he was in, man. And it's just sad, man. Fuliano. All right, here we go. Matthew Rosati, Fuliano, talking out the ass to 3 people. Bro, you welcome, man. You welcome, man. It is what it is. Come on, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? It's good to see you in here. But like I said, man, I want to send my heartfelt condolences out to Elvis Diaz, his family, everybody that knew him, man. And the crazy thing about it is a lot of people in this community never actually met him in person, and it still sent a shockwave, across a whole community of YouTubers, man. So that speaks volumes, man. Positivity really does matter, man. So that's why I try not to be negative. I try not to follow negative people, man. And honestly, man, you never know when your time is up, man. So if you woke up today, if you got life today, if you got family, if you got love, appreciate it, man, because it's not guaranteed, man. It's really not guaranteed, man. Michael Alexander, thank you for being here, brother. E.T., how you doing, man? He says, hello, Blizzard. How you doing, man? Icy on YouTube. My sis, 7 flights till I work Blizz, but I'll try to catch up, man. Thank you. Optimism. Yeah, man. It's nothing wrong with that, man. And the topic of today really is the things that we don't talk about, man. So we just got out of Calvin's live stream, and I think he touched on it, man. That fear of being vulnerable and us not even supporting ourselves as men. Like, we could talk about all these things, man. Men have a voice nowadays, man. And we're using it. We're absolutely using it. But what are we actually talking about, man? What are we talking about, man? Talking about body counts. We're talking about, foreign women versus domestic women. We're talking about alpha male. We're not having the real conversations, man. Because yeah, you can have all of that, right? We talk about body counts and relationships. We won't talk about the trauma and the heartbreak we've been through in real life. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about alpha male, beta male, but we won't talk about insecurity, fear of failure. Like these are the real conversations, man. And we as men, we run away from these conversations. It's absolutely true, man. You know, fitness, money, and status. We'll talk about that, but we won't talk about burnout. We'll talk about red flags in women's behavior, but we won't talk about the things we have done in the past. Like you'll hear me say it all the time, man. Yeah, I've been through a divorce. Yeah, I've been through a child custody case. You know, and I could get up here and lie and say, my ex-wife is horrible and all this shit, but it was me that caused it. I caused my divorce. And I don't have a problem saying that because I've grown as a person. I'm not trying to do the same things that I did in the past. So, you know, we're having conversations online about going half for dinner with the woman in America, but guys are overseas buying houses for women that they never even met, right? Like, can we have a real conversation for once, man? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking here tonight, man. And what I do is I like to open up the panel so you guys have the opportunity to talk, to hear, not to just see somebody sitting in front of you, lecturing you, or giving you their experience. You have the opportunity on my channel to share your experience, man. If you want to talk about something, right here. It's right here. This is the opportunity, man. You want to troll? I'm gonna give you the mic. I'll give you the mic. Let me catch up on the chat, man. I appreciate everybody that's in here, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Michael Alexander says hi, Icy. That's it, man. Michael Juice says, what up, Blizz? That intro is nice. That sounds looks like it's probably cost you some duck. It's not. No, bro. That's AI, man. Yo, don't run away from AI, man. If you could use it to help you, use it, man, because you can't deny that AI is coming, that AI is here, So I use AI, man. I have no problem with it. Yeah, that's an AI. I mean, I wrote most of the lyrics, but it's AI. You just put it into an AI generator. It makes the beat. It sings it for you. Most of the lyrics are mine, but yeah. He says, use it to positivity. Icy says, use it to positivity. We will be beside you in hand, Blizz. You have a woman who shall support you here. Exactly, man. Good women, because I'm never gonna be up here bashing women, man. That's just not, and I know that's not what a lot of men want to hear. I like to say, man, I don't cater to the extremes on either side. So I'm not gonna bash women, and I'm also not gonna pedestalize them. I'm just gonna call it like I see it. It's good and bad on both sides, man. Icy says, time to man or woman up. Y'all, maturity and accountability should be a priority. The rest were father. Kamal says, my father lost his son behind holding it in. Open up, comrades. That's the truth, man. The things that we hold in, man, the weight we carry around, man. And we're still scared to talk about it, man. Not even that. I mean, we clown each other too, man. Like, it's not easy to open up as a man. It's not easy to be vulnerable, to ask for help, man. I got one person I talk to, and then even then, I don't want to burden a person with my problems too. That's another thing we struggle with, man. Shit, I'm gonna be real. I'm not crying about it, but I have been stressed out. My life right now is like a roller coaster, man. It's up and down, man. You know, I got a 2-year-old grandson that's going through them terrible twos, man. And even though I've been through it with my own son, it's just different. It's just different because I haven't had to do it in so long, man. You know, my son's in his 20s, and here I am again, you know, with the 2-year-old potty training. You know, he touches everything. No, don't touch that. No, don't touch that. That's hot. You know, so it's not even about complaining. It's just like life is going to throw things at us constantly, man. Even in good times, man. There's always going to be obstacles. You're always going to have problems, man. Even when times are good and it seems like everything is going right, you know, you still have a weight that you carry around as a man. Where's the outlet at? We have this platform. We have this huge platform. What do we decide to use it for, man? You know, I don't know. There's 12 people in here. I don't know, you know, where everybody's from. You know, I know Icy's in Japan. I don't know where Kamal's at. Juice, I know I think he said he's in Chicago. Michael Alexander. Um, so we have the opportunity to talk to people all over the world, you know. And for the longest time, we were complaining about not having a voice. You know, now we have this voice that we can reach across continents, you know, and connect with people. What do we choose to do with that voice? It matters, man. You know, and in life, even here, right? Why in 2025 are we still scared to be vulnerable, man? You know, so tired of pointing fingers, negativity, yikes, yeah. So I finally listened to that song. Damn, that was lit. Oh, thank you, thank you. But I don't like AI. Yeah, I can't sing, man. If I could sing, I would do it myself. I would sing it myself. Because like I said, I wrote the lyrics are mainly mine. I would say 95%. Because you gotta get it. Just start playing around with AI, man. I got a little time on my hand. She says, I agree to disagree. I'm old school. You know, sometimes it's okay to vent. Just don't make it a routine. Yeah, Blizzard the grandpa, like the songs. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Yeah, man. I can't wait to go back to being a regular grandpa. You know, bring me the kids. I spoil them. I might keep them a day. You know, and send them home spoiled. You know. Yeah, Juice says, "Wow, I got to embrace AI to see how it can help me." Exactly, man. Exactly. Use it as a tool. I know a lot of people are resisting it, but it's coming anyway. It's coming anyway. If you could figure out how to use it, you know, I just found out. I was watching like a video that you can like Chat GPT. If you tell Chat GPT how to respond to you, it that's how it will respond to you. So I could put something in Chat GPT and I could say, you know, respond to me as a therapist would respond. And that's how it's gonna respond to you, man. Or respond to me at you ask it a question and you say, hey, respond to me as an CPA or accountant, as an accountant would respond to me, or as a travel advisor would respond to me. And then that's how it's gonna respond to you. So just use it, man. It's a tool there, man. For now, I don't know. Just use it, man. Just experiment with it a little bit. Don't keep pushing back against the inevitable, man. You're not gonna stop it. You know, Kamal's in North Carolina. It's been a minute since I've been in North Carolina. I drove down there 2020, 2022. So damn, it's been 3 years. That's a long drive, man. No, I drove down there, and then the next time I went, I flew because that drive is crazy. 12-hour drive. Tokyo, Japan. Yep. Use it responsibly. Yeah, yeah. He says choose what we consume. Lemon Grove, Cali, California. You know, Icy on YouTube. I love LaShawn says howdy. This is all hello kiddos. Hugs from Icy. From there, I'll volunteer to babysit. Yeah, true. Texas. That's what's up, man. So that we have the opportunity, like I said, to connect with people all over the world, all over the country, all different walks of life, man. If we choose to use it just to talk about everything negative, then that's what you're gonna get out of it, man. Or Drip TV. I know he'll know who I'm talking about when I was talking about Elvis Diaz, man. That dude just passed away, man. And the impact he had in such a short time on people, man. You know, just a lot of positivity, man. And it's crazy that it affect me. Like I'm not heartbroken, nothing like that. But just knowing what was coming and what was in the pipeline, and how much he had to offer, and how every interaction, man, like he wasn't kissing ass or nothing like that. He just was positive, man. And it's sad to lose somebody like that. It's sad to lose somebody like that, you know. And then see some of the people that seem like they're invincible, man. They're just stumbling and bumbling through life, and smash that like button, man. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, the things that we choose to talk about, man. I think I was in the Calvin, I was listening to Calvin Sunshine Shoulder stream, and he kind of touched on that. So it kind of, I had this topic already, but it kind of made me think like, man, yeah, it just reinforced my need to have this conversation with you guys, man. So I do got a list here. I just want to go down it, and then I want to open up the floor, man. If anybody wants to come up and talk, So the 10 conversations that men aren't having. The weight of silent expectations. And I wrote this list down, man. We're expected to be strong, stoic, and we're expected to be providers, But no one asks how we're holding up when we're going through that, So it's on us. It's on us, man. We can't expect, others to constantly cater to us, even the ones that are right beside us. We have to take the initiative, man. 2, emotional pain and unhealed heartbreak. Some of us are still hurt from things that we never admitted hurt us. But you see it. It's easy to recognize who's been hurt and who, still holding on to that resentment. 3, mental health and isolation. Too many of us suffer in silence. Right? We're afraid that vulnerability equals weakness, or that people will exploit us if we open up. Right? 4, wasted time and missed opportunities and dreams. Right? We give years to people, to jobs, to systems that never give back to us. And we never take the time, to grieve that loss. That is a real loss. I felt that loss. I felt that loss 3 years ago. Like my kids were leaving the house. They're all grown, and I sat back and I said, "What the?" Now that I don't have them to live for, what the hell is my life worth? Because it's always been about them for me. As a father, it's always been about them. That's it's eye-opening, but at the same time, like I think every man is gonna get to that point in their life or sometimes. Every man that's not a selfish person, that doesn't mind the burden of masculinity, you will get that eye-opening revelation one day. Number 5, resentment towards society. Not self-pity, but real frustration at feeling feeling invisible unless you're useful. right? Feeling like you're just a tool that could be easily thrown away, a cog in the wheel, right? Number 6, our role in broken homes, right? We talk about what the woman did, but we don't talk about, what we did, right? And the impact that our actions have on our kids, on our family, even on our future, right? Number 7, brotherhood and loneliness, right? We say no new friends, but most men have no deep friendships after 30 years old, right? 8, the fear of being seen as soft. We hide behind toughness because we were never shown how to be safe while being vulnerable, while being real, the real people. Because real men have every single emotion that women have too. Like, we're human. These are human emotions. There's no such thing as a feminine emotion or masculine emotion. They're just human emotions. And you go through them through life. But we fear being seen as soft if we ever express sadness, pain, hurt, any vulnerability, you know. Number 9, worth outside of productivity. If you're not working, fixing, or providing, do you still feel valuable? I'm going through this right now. I'm going through this right now. You know, and I said it in my video when I lost my job, man. As somebody who's always been a provider, is always going the extra mile, you know, it's tough when you're not working. You're conditioned. I know it's not good to be conditioned to work that way, but that's life, man. A lot of people are actually going through it. So why can't we talk about it, man? And 10, um, the power of reinvention, right? It's never too late to rebuild, to reset, or return to yourself, right? That one I think we talk about a bit more, but I don't know if we're talking about it in the right way because we're not looking in the mirror when we're talking about it. We're talking about reinventing ourselves, but we're talking about a location and not a mindset. You know, can't reinvent yourself if you're not willing to look in the mirror and admit your flaws. You know? So I'm gonna open up the panel if you guys want to talk. Then we could talk about anything you guys want to talk about. It's an open panel. It's an open discussion. I just try to set the stage, and let me read some of these comments. Catch up on the chat first. Or Drip TV says Blizzard Bra, yeah, he was a solid dude. He helped everyone. My condolences to his fam. Life is too short. Absolutely too short, man. Kamal says what men hold in induces toxic masculinity, high crime rates, and by far the world's largest prison population. Yeah, it does. I don't necessarily believe in toxic masculinity. I think, but I understand what you're saying about the behaviors that we can exhibit, man. When we hold that, it's poison. I know that sounds like just something to say, but it actually is poison, man. When you're holding that stuff in, when you're holding that weight, you're gonna snap eventually, one way or the other. Doesn't mean you're gonna wig out, do harm to anybody or yourself, but you're gonna snap in some type of way, man. Like a lot of men are quiet quitting. I'm gonna release that video. I have a video on quiet quitting. I just didn't. I don't know why. What it is with me, I hold a lot back. Hold a lot of videos back, man. But I had a video about men quiet quitting. They're checking out, not just out of dating. Because you hear about quiet quitting at work. People, they still show up. They still clock in. They're there, but they're not there, And I think a lot of men are doing that in society. They've just given up, whether they plan to stay here or they don't plan to stay here. A lot of men have given up, man. On relationships, on society, on women, on their jobs. Miss Che Philippines dropping that like. Thank you, and welcome to Blizzard Abroad in this community. Thank you, I appreciate it. Orchard says ice on YouTube. I'll take care of the dungeon while you're away. Here we go. Orchard also says, yeah, these talking points are spot on. And Kamal says, right, overly emotional is one thing, but if men aren't supposed to cry, why the fuck have we such an ability? Yeah, exactly, man. Black pill is too relevant in 25. I don't know what black pill is. Women are delusional. So people are delusional. Like this is the thing I don't really get into. People are delusional. Right? And like I don't get why people this thing right here, man. I don't see a black pill. I don't know what black pill is. So, like I said, I'm gonna open up the panel, and if you want to come up and explain to us what black pill is and why we need to have a discussion about black pill and women being delusional when we know all the things I just read are true, but we don't want to have that conversation. It's easy to come up here and say women are delusional and not say, hey, I cheated or I was a little lazy in my relationship, or just say I don't want to buy a woman dinner in America or wherever you're at. Let's talk about us. Let's take a look in the mirror, man, because we know we don't have all our shit together. So why are we constantly pointing fingers? Right? You can't tell me there's nothing that you can't fix in your life. Right? You're perfect. There's nothing you need to be working on in your life to make yourself a better man, regardless of a woman or not. I don't care if you're a millionaire. Most men, if a millionaire will tell you if he had 1 million, he's figuring out how to get to 2. He's working on himself. He's doing shit, man. So tell me about yourself. Tell me something you need to fix about yourself. Come on, sir. It's like avoiding bowel movements in order to gain weight. How much more foolish could one be? Yeah, exactly. I agree, man. Eventually, it's gonna blow. Black pill, yeah. Like I said, yeah. What is black pill, man? I've heard of red pill and blue pill, but not black pill. That shit, it sounds dark. Just saying black pill, it sounds very, very dark. Let me see if I could Nightbot would drop this link for me. I'm trying to work on Nightbot too. Nightbot, you there? You there, Nightbot? Let me see. Did it drop it? Yeah, it did. It dropped it. All right, good. So if anybody wants to come up, like I said, we can talk about anything. We can talk about black pill. Let us know what it is, because I've never heard of it, and obviously we got some other people that have never heard of it. On my channel, we don't debate, we don't argue. If you could teach us something, we're willing to listen and have a conversation about it, man. So because even if I haven't heard of it, I'm not gonna clown you. There may be something in there for us. I think a lot of these movements, they start from maybe not genuine, but they have a base that has some truth in it, you know. So where you at, Mohib Khan? Mohib Khan. You want to come up here and tell us what black pills? Yeah. Nah, I don't do the follow, man. But salute to Beach of Life, man. Thanks for showing up, bro. I appreciate you here. Um, yeah, man. Like I said, man, welcome everybody here, man. Shout out to the regulars, the new subs. Um, y'all want to talk about black pill, red pill, blue pill? Like I said, I don't follow any of that, any of the pills. I don't follow any of the pills, man. You know, I'm just me, man. I've lived um a real life. You know, I haven't lived a life of luxury. I haven't lived a life of abstract poverty. You know, I'm just a man. I'm just a regular man that's lived life, man. Like, you know. But me personally, honestly, man, I've been, like I said, I've been up and down. It's been a roller coaster these last couple months. Um, for those of y'all that's, you know, tuned in, I do start back work July 7th. I could start sooner, but I just wanted some time, man. I'm trying to push it back. Trying to push it back as far as I can. So I still see the chat there. Trying to push it back as far as I can so I could you know, still um until we figure out what's going on with my grandkids, man. But I can't push it back too far, you know. I have to work. I'm living off savings right now, so it's like, but it is what it is. I love the says fat pills. Yeah. All type of pills, man. I don't follow them pills either. Nah, because it's all rhetoric, it's all talking points. You know, it's too many labels. Ben Sabu, salute, brother. Welcome. Um, Alo Lashawn too, welcome, man. Thanks for showing up here. Appreciate your presence here. Ryan Avery's in the building. What's up, brother? How you doing? Palo. I think it's like Chincleta, basically. Like a slipper. Like getting a slipper. Or getting a switch, if you hear. Um, but yeah, I think that's what Palo. Icy says that all the time. Um, yeah, red pill. I know red pill. I know, honestly, I don't even know what blue pill is, but just knowing what the red pill is, it's not hard to figure out what the blue pill is. But the black pill, that sounds very dark, man. I'm telling you. So if anybody knows what the black pill is and they want to explain it to us, but you know, I much rather, you know, talk about, you know, things that really affect us, because like this guy right here, I'm gonna highlight, where's he at? Um, right, this comment kind of highlights exactly what I'm talking about. It's easy to talk about this stuff. It's easy to come up here and say women are delusional, or America sucks, or anything we want. Western women, Western society. It's easy to talk about that, you know. But it's hard to say I'm depressed. I need help. You know, it's easy to point that finger, man. Why is it so hard for us to look in the damn mirror, though? Why is it so hard for us to ask for help? To talk about real shit, man. You know, it's like we hold it in. Most of us, especially if we drink or we can't hold our liquor, like it's gonna come out. But even that, it's always going to come out. I don't care how good you think you are at holding it in. It's going to come out. It might come out in just the way you feel, feeling tired all the time, you know, unmotivated, feeling frustrated, losing your cool a little easier, quicker than, you know, than you usually would, you know, not wanting to go to functions or interact with people the way you used to, you know, things like that, man. Like feeling, some of us have a feeling of impending doom, you know. Why is it so hard to say that though? You know, there's too many labels, man. Always got to turn the lens though. Yeah, man. Like I said that, I've said that over and over again, man. I'm constantly trying to check myself. Sometimes, man, I'm not perfect. I know it. That's why I feel the need to constantly try to check myself, man. One, I'm not really a very open person. That's why it's good to have, that one person I really could talk to about things. But like I said, I'm not running to that person about every aspect of my life. Every time I'm frustrated, every time something bad happens to me. No, it's more like just talking about life, man. Talking about our experiences. You know, we have these online communities, man. We choose to talk about women, right? We choose to complain about how bad life is, how hard it is. We choose that. You know, I my algorithm is crazy because I watch all type of shit. Um, but one thing I don't really watch is bullshit. Bullshit. You know, people that sit around and just complain all day. People that search for things to complain about. Who has time for that? You know, he was just in Calvin Sunshine Shoulders stream earlier, and there's a guy in there. It seems like he comes every time just to complain about the Philippines. Why are you watching that? Why are you watching it? And why is it only complaints? You know, tell us what you did in the Philippines. Tell us what led you to the Philippines. Tell us, the bad decisions you placed yourself in, the bad decisions you made to end up in that position in the Philippines. Because it's not everyone else's story. That's your story. That's your experience. And like I said to him, you have a right to express that. Absolutely. But I have a right to call you out. You know, you spend a lot of time focusing on something that you say you dislike, something that you say you hate. you know, but that's like a lot of the conversations we're having nowadays are bullshit conversations, man. Who's the alpha male? You know, I don't care about alpha male. I don't care because, like, I know where alpha male comes from. You know, and if you know, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Right? There was this guy who did a study on wolves. Right? They thought that there was one alpha male that ran the pack or whatever. It's the strongest, meanest wolf was the one that ran the pack. They called him the alpha male, right? The same guy who started that alpha male shit about wolves and animal behavior, it was never about human behavior, animal behavior. The same guy that came up with that term, alpha male, also debunked the term alpha male because he found out through further study that it was just the mom and the dad. The mother and the father wolf run the pack. It wasn't about no alpha male or nothing, you know. But here we are, years and decades later, still talking about alpha male, beta male, you know. Because all you got to do nowadays is say something, and somebody's going to run with it. Somebody's going to believe it because nobody wants to read and do their own research. You know, Kamal says, I cut my entire tree off behind that chronic pessimism. I'll always throwing salt. Yeah, exactly. Always, always throwing salt, man. Future Life says, hey, Ben. Icy says, don't start me with that alpha BS. I think my client isn't coming. We'll be here for now. All right. Well, I hope he shows up, man. I don't know. Yeah, man. For me, it's BS. Like I actually looked that up because that was the rave conversation everybody was having. Alpha, beta. Like I think somebody asked me that, and I don't remember who it was, but I think I said that you need to be you need to be uh she's paid so far. She got paid already, so that's good. You need to be all of those things in life, you know, in order to be successful, man. You have to be the student at times. You have to be the teacher, the leader. You need like you can't just go through life um with an alpha male attitude. Even though I don't believe in it, I know what people mean when they say that. Even though I don't really truly believe in it, I just know what they're talking about. You know, Ron Lawson, what's up, brother? Welcome to the channel, man. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, we still live, man. I said she got paid already, so she's good. Says hi, Ron. What's up, Beach of Life? Hello, everyone. Yeah, so how do y'all feel about that alpha male conversation that's going on? Should we even be having that conversation? Or should we be opening up, being vulnerable about things, man? Like, I don't know. Beta. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being a beta or having the attitude of a beta. You know, I think at times you're gonna be a leader, at times you're gonna be a follower, at times you're gonna be a teacher, at times you're gonna be a student. Like there's nothing wrong with admitting that and saying that. There's nothing wrong with, you know, sometimes you're gonna give orders, sometimes you're gonna take orders or direction if you wanna, you know, if you want to call it that. Sometimes you're gonna give direction, sometimes you gotta take directions. That's life, man. It's life. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. Sorry, I gotta go. I see. Well, you know, we'll be here for a while. I don't think I'm doing no 5 hours, 6 hours tonight. I always say that, but then we see what happens. Um, but we'll be here for a while. You know, can we be honest with ourselves? And can we be honest with all the people around us? You know, if not all the people around us, but at least the ones close to us. You know. She says alpha promoting their alpha is a beta, in my observation, but I believe in masculinity with the right intention. You know, work will be done properly. Of course. Yeah. Yeah, I consider myself a Charlie. That's a new one too. See? That's the cycle of life. Exactly. You know. But leave it up to us, some of us, you know, they won't even admit that. You know. I consider myself a Charlie Male, yeah. Ryan says hi to Icy Koi. Manufactured validation, yes. Packaged manhood, yes. Like honestly, if you really was an alpha, um, so-called quote unquote alpha, you wouldn't have to tell anybody. You wouldn't have to say it. You wouldn't have to promote it. We all know. We all know. You know, it's the pretentious one that I don't worry about. Yeah. Some terms I'm working on. Yeah, I don't like it's too many labels, it's too many, it's too many new ways to say the same old shit that we've been saying for years, that we learned years ago. Like you said, it's just repackaged. It's just repackaged, man. I don't care nothing about all that. I don't have absolutely no care about what some other man thinks of me. I'm just me, you know. If you want to listen, listen. If you don't want to listen, you don't have to listen, man. You want to follow, follow. Like, I think we all should start living our lives that way, bro. Like, I don't give a damn, bro. He said, "There's a time and a place for everything. One size doesn't fit all." Yes, one size does not fit all. That's what she said. Yeah. So here's a topic, guys. Like I said, you guys want to come up, you're welcome here. We dropped the link again. I don't think I got Nightbot to do that automatically, so I'll just drop it again. You know, yeah, that's the one thing we need to stop talking about. That alpha male crap. You know, this red pill crap, blue pill. I don't know what that is. I don't know what blue pill is though. I'm gonna have to look it up. Like, and see is what it really is. Blue pill. I don't know. Actually says embrace you, and people will embrace you. I believe we attract what we portray, express, act. Exactly, we do, and you don't have to. And you don't have to try so hard. Like, I know my past. I know what I've been through in my life, man. I know I don't want to be that ever again. You know, um, I know that's not me anymore. So there's no need for me to walk around like a tough guy. I'm not a tough guy anymore. You know, I want to help people, man. I want to talk to people, man. I just want to be able to understand people, to be able to have good conversations, just some regular conversations with people, man. You know. Oh, hold on. She says alpha, beta, sigma, red pill, blue pill, black pill. What's next? I don't know. Purple pill. So I keep it simple, like the men on the back of the $2 bill. Yeah. Blue pill is just stuck in the matrix. He still sleep. Oh, man. Aura drip. We got Aura drip in the building, man. Coming to the stage. It's your boy Aura Drip, man. What up, brother? Good to see you up here, man.
Yeah, yeah. Give me a second. I gotta join right back because it's like my sound isn't working on this end. I see you talking, but I can't hear it.
Oh, all right, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna drop you down. Hold on, let me see. I dropped it now, but the link is still there, man. If you want, you can come right back up. Yeah. So Icy says, how about just be you, just be us, get better every single day, not just for ourselves, but for the greatness of humanity.
Hello?
There you go, bro. I
Yeah,
hear
yeah, yeah.
you. Can hear me now.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get through these super chats real quick. Then I'm gonna give you the stage, bro.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. So I agree, Icy. But for me, it's not even about the greater of humanity. I think that if you just do that, and if you have that effect on people, then so be it. But if you don't have that effect on humanity, so be it also. You know, And Benny says, nah, I beat you like Viagra. Google your friend. Yeah, blue pills, Viagra, testosterone levels. All right, here you go, bro. So what's up with you, man?
And not much. I'm just out here in the Philippines now. So, I've been, getting my feet wet pretty much. I'm boots on the ground. But yeah, I just wanted to comment on what you were saying about, the whole masculinity and that whole aspect of, having that bravado and that nature. It's like I feel like you have to have a balance, it's like you can't just try to solve it every situation the same, There's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah, I believe so, man. I think that we and you know this, we have this thought that's out there that positivity is soft. Or you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
lead with positivity, man. But that don't mean I'm a punk. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. And, and pretty
or
much that was something I went through, like, growing up in the environment I grew up in. Because, I'm pretty much chill, laid back for the most part, unless, you try me pretty much, you push that button. And then it's like, people look at that as being soft because I wasn't that outspoken per se, or I wasn't, I didn't have like that masculine bravado attitude. I would say I don't know, aggressive attitude.
you wasn't a troublemaker.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
ain't nothing wrong with that. I was a troublemaker in my youth. I absolutely was. In my teenage years, you know, I was a troublemaker, man. I learned some hard lessons in life, you know,
Yeah.
and I know I don't want to go back to that, but
See, with me, like
I don't glorify that
okay,
though. I don't glorify it. Absolutely not. Because I changed my life. I'm glad I made it out of that shit, man. And I regret a lot of the things I did in the past. You know, and I think
and that's
that.
the thing. It's
Go ahead.
it's like I grew up around that also, like I that was front and center with like even my cousins, my family and all that. But I took a different attitude towards that. It was like, and also like, with taking martial arts and taekwondo, and also they taught us like not to be the aggressor, like, be on the defensive end of things, like, in that aspect. So that just changed my mentality as like I don't have to, show like, oh, I have something to prove, or I don't have to, I don't know, I don't have to put that persona on. So it just, I don't know. I feel like that helped me out a lot.
Yeah, I think it absolutely does, man. Um, that having that attitude, like you don't got to approve, and you're not out here trying to start trouble, but you can defend yourself if you need to.
Exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? I think that aura, having that aura around yourself, people see it, man. People see it. You know,
Yeah, but I got into situations where people would try me just because they would they feel like, oh, being that, I'm not pitting on the show, I'm not being aggressive. Like, oh yeah, I must be soft or something.
yeah,
So then I'll have to, whoop some ass. Excuse my French.
yeah. You gotta hear it if it come to it. If you come to it, but you're not looking
Yeah,
for it, and you don't
exactly.
put that energy out.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
I try to be that way. But like I said, that's why I'm constantly checking my own temperature because I know myself. I know I have a temper. I know I have a temper. My temper hasn't been a problem for me personally in a long time. Um, but I'm constantly having to, prepare myself. If I know I'm going to a certain place, I'm checking my own temperature. I don't know how to explain it the right way, but I'm like, all right, man, you know where you're going. All right, somebody might say something, somebody might do something, so it's kind of like always like just making sure I don't get caught off guard in certain situations. You know,
Yeah.
and I think that's important, man. Like it's important for me. You know,
But I feel like, I avoided a lot of problems having that mindset. It's like I don't have anything to prove to you, like I don't have to, be somebody that I'm not, or I don't know what it is. Like, I just feel like people that I don't know how to explain it. Like people that are like that have something to hide, you know?
Yeah. Let me read this comment real quick. I love humans. Please, we can do better than what we have now. I beg you, in the smallest way possible. Let's be a good leader, follower, and bystander. If that's what it is, yeah, that's a good message to put out there. But there's a lot of negativity. A lot of negativity. People are attracted to it, even if they're just bystanders. She also says, "I love good aura, bad aura. I'll try to give it the benefit of the doubt. But what you guys do when it's too much? Any thoughts? Bad aura. When it's too much, you got to cut it off. Kamal was saying earlier, he lost a lot of people in his life, because of the constant. I don't know exactly what he said, but basically the constant bitterness. I've done that in my life too. You know, um, even stuff that probably uh, might not seem big to some people. Like I had this one friend that was just constantly that I grew up with, that grew up the same way I did, that did a lot of the same things um that I did in my youth too. But he was constantly bringing up the past that I'm trying to get away from. Every time we talked, it would be, oh, remember this? Remember this? Remember we did that every time, bro. Constantly reliving a part of my life that I'm trying to overcome and get away from. So it's been a minute since I talked to him. I still love him. I still got love for him. I just can't have that energy in my life, man. That's a bad aura. So I kind of like don't talk to him. It's been like probably 2 years since I talked to him. Because I'm headed in a different direction. You know, and I hate that it has to be that way, but you got to know where you're headed and who you're gonna bring along with you. You know, Icy says, bitterness is becoming a mental sickness. I don't know, man. I just think people have a bigger microphones nowadays, man. Like I was saying earlier, man, we have the ability to speak and be heard, so far away now. And I don't think the positive people are speaking enough because it's hard to get traction if you're just speaking positivity. It's hard to get traction, you know, or just he got to grab his food. Yeah, we ain't going nowhere. Do you guys believe in lost cause? Any thoughts? I absolutely believe in lost cause. Um, but lost cause to me, you know, I think it's what I see as a lost cause. You may not see as a lost cause because we have different boundaries, we have different standards, you know. So somebody may be doing or portraying a certain attitude or something that's just my red button, you may not have the same red button. So I'm gonna see that person as a lost cause. Like, look, he's doing this thing that I just can't rock with. I don't want nothing to do with him. Personally, that's a lost cause to me. But you may be able to help that person. She says, Blizz, my always stimulate my brain. Man, I love you. Celebrate you in a good way. Good woman will follow. Thank you. I appreciate that. And you do the same to me, man. Like I love listening to you, the way your mind works too. You know, I mean, all men deserve love. Money, users, betrayers, turncoats. uh, yeah, that's money users, betrayers, and turncoats. Yeah, we don't do those. You know, just chat. So yeah, how do you guys like that? If you heard that song, that intro song, I don't know. It's AI. It's AI, man. I didn't plan on keeping it as my intro. I just wanted to throw it up there. I like my original intro song. It's like kind of chill. It's more my vibe though. You know, chill, laid back. Um, that I just made him bless. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You did. So, all right, Or's back.
Yeah, sorry. I thought the driver was here, but he was just calling me to confirm the order. So I'll be getting
What
my
part of
food
the
in about
Philippines you
30
in?
minutes. Oh, what was that?
What part of the Philippines you in?
Cebu.
Okay, I like Cebu. IT Park.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I stayed
Yeah,
up. I stayed. I didn't stay in IT Park, but I stayed like 2 streets up. A little side
yeah,
street up there. How
yeah.
you
I'll
like that
stay.
smell? How you like that smell when you walk out to the main road, Salinas?
I mean, I haven't. I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's because I'm not right on the main road. I haven't smelled it yet.
See me, I was
Um,
like, I walked all around Cebu like my first day.
yeah,
Like
I
after
haven't
work.
done that yet. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Like, I put my bags down. I just went walking for like 2 hours. Just
Okay. I went to the mall and then I went out at nighttime. So I don't know if the smell isn't as bad at night.
yeah. I mean
But
it's not an overwhelming, it's not overwhelming. It's not gonna knock you off your feet or nothing like that. But you do smell it. You can't ignore it. I don't know what
nah.
it is. For me, I think, and maybe somebody could explain it. Um, it's almost like how we have our gutter system.
Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yeah, see,
Yeah,
I've been to Asia a few times, and so I'm accustomed to it already. Um, yeah, but like you smell that in Bangkok too. Like when I was out in Bangkok, they have a little smell out there also.
yeah. I didn't smell it this time though. I actually was. I went to. I spent some time in Manila. I don't know. Maybe I got used to it, like you said. The second trip,
Yeah,
I smelled it on my first trip. The second trip,
yeah. My
I
first
just
time,
wasn't
like
worried about it.
yeah, when I was in because my first trip to Asia, I was in Thailand and I smelled it when I was in Bangkok. Like I said, oh man, I was like, what is this smell? It was horrible. But this time around, when I came out here to the Philippines, it don't seem that bad.
Yeah, that's good then. Acclimated,
Yeah,
acclimated.
yeah.
You're welcome. Smile, everyone. Yeah. Um, so I kind of want to get to some of these questions. I'm not gonna interview you. Put you on the spot, man. But what do you think about
It's
what?
all good.
What do you think about like any of these things that I mentioned from 1 to 10 that like we're not talking about, man? Why is it so hard for us to have these conversations today's day and time? You know,
Mm, oh man, I feel like it pertains. I can only speak for me as a black individual, and I'm part Jamaican also, so I can only speak for me. I can't speak for any other races per se, but I feel like that came from back in the day when we had to survive, survival instinct, and it just passed down through the generations. It was like you have to be strong, you have to be tough, don't show no weakness.
I think it's all men nowadays, though. I think it's all men nowadays, though. I don't even think it's just a certain demographic.
Okay.
We all basically have the same complaints, right? With it, nowadays on it, maybe
Pertaining to what though?
um society, women, expectations.
Yeah, yeah. But that's from one side of the spectrum as far as like, I would say the lower income to the middle class group of people, but the people who are more, I would say, well off, and as far as like, millionaires, billionaires, and things of that nature, they don't really have those complaints because they could, like, they don't mind, pitting up with that. Like, it's like the woman in the Western society become more docile when you're able to provide that lifestyle that she's looking for.
Yeah, I agree. I don't even think you have to be rich though. I just think you have to make a woman comfortable.
Yeah, and that I agree with that also because like me, like I come from poverty, and I ain't never me personally, I never had an issue with women. So that's I'm just speaking from things that I actually heard from my friends and people around me. It's like they have complaints like, oh, this woman, like, she want me to pay for this, she want me to do that. But me personally, like, I'm not rich by any means, but I I haven't had that issue. Yeah, it comes across like sometimes they bring it up like, oh, I want to do this, I want this Prada or Gucci, some designer type of bag or something like that. But I'm like, listen, you know what you getting yourself into when you're dealing with me. Like, I'm upfront about everything. Like, I'm not sitting here putting on a show for you. I'm not sitting here lying to you about what I can afford and what I can't afford. So either you're gonna accept me for who I am, or you might as well look for somebody else.
Yeah, yeah. One of my exes, bro. One of my exes, man. I swear, she had over $100,000 worth of shoes in her closet, bro.
Wow.
Bougie, bougie, you know. But and me, I'm like I said, I'm blue collar. I don't got the money to
Hmm.
buy that shit, but she never expected me to buy. She wanted some red bottoms. She went and bought that shit herself.
Hmm.
She didn't
Hmm.
expect me to buy that shit, you know.
Exactly.
But
And I feel like
at the
that
same
has to.
time, I still got my dinner cooked and served to me. You know what I mean? Like I don't get it. Maybe we are different. I don't feel different than any man. I don't feel any different than any man. You know what I mean? Like I'm special or I'm like a pickup artist or nothing like that. Um, but also I spent $250, $300 on dinner before. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yep. Yep.
I don't mind picking up that bill. But she also paid for me, you know, to eat dinner. She also would pay, at times.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like for my birthday, she flew me out to Orlando and paid for a whole golf trip vacation. Like, so it's not one way, man. I don't get
Yeah.
what some guys are talking about. And
And I agree with that.
why would you even deal with a woman that felt that way, that asked that of you? Why would you even want to deal with her?
And I would say like it comes off in the beginning how you present yourself, you know, and also what's expected, between the two of you, which you agree upon in the beginning of the relationship, that what you want from each other, or you expect from each other. Like y'all should basically have that discussion from the beginning.
Yeah, like I be hearing dudes complain about, oh, she wanted me to cash app her to give for her to give me her number. Like that's a hard pass. That's an easy, like
Yeah.
that's easy.
Yeah.
And why
Yeah.
would I complain about a woman like that? I don't get it. Like just keep it
And
moving.
I seen so many guys put themselves in that situation. They sit there and lie to them and fabricate about their lifestyle and how they live in, renting cars to go on dates and all type. Like it's crazy, like pitting on this whole show when you not really living a certain lifestyle. So now, down the road as time goes on, it's like, yo, she, expects that same thing of you, like that you used to do, when you first met her. And now you can't really afford to keep up with the, charade and everything. And then you start complaining like, oh, she
Crazy.
want this, she want that, that.
But
Like,
what I mean,
you should,
what do you have to be going through in life for you to subject yourself to that type of attitude, that type of I, I don't get it, man. It
I don't
got to
get it
be
either.
something on this list, right? You got some emotional pain you ain't healed from. You got some mental health issues. You got some resentment. You got, you're lonely. A lot of men in America are lonely. We don't talk about that shit.
Yeah,
You
agreed.
know, we
Agreed.
don't talk about it, bro. Like you got men that I've heard right out their mouth, man. Like I could get women here in America, but I don't want to. So I'm gonna wait till I get to the Philippines. But that's 3 years from now.
Mhm.
Like
Now, also,
that's
you have to be realistic with your means and what you're able to provide. Are you going to get a certain level of woman? And is it the level of woman that you actually want? Like, and so for instance, like you say you're middle making like middle class wage, and you want a supermodel. Are you able to afford that supermodel model in the US, or you think you have a better chance of getting a supermodel, say, overseas or something like that?
yeah. Better leverage overseas. Better
Yeah,
leverage. That's honestly,
that's
and
what I think it is.
a lot of men are looking for that leverage. Like let's be real, a lot of men are looking for that leverage. And in America, you're kind of forced to punch within your weight class. You
Hmm.
know, if you're a
Hmm.
five, if you're a four, if you're a four, you're probably gonna get a five or a three.
Exactly.
It is what it is, man. Because you don't have the leverage in
Yep.
America. You don't. Our women work. Our women, our women over here. Honestly, I said it like the last time. They're going through a bunch of the same shit and the same pressure that we going through. You know, and they don't feel
Yep.
comfortable that they
Yep.
could take that shell off and be vulnerable, just like I'm saying about us, without being taken advantage of or without being let down. They're not gonna fuck with you.
Mhm.
They're not. It's the same with us, man.
But also is like some of them it's instilled in them from like birth, like some of them are raised by like say a single mother, and then they instill that to them like, oh yeah, don't mess with no go after a rich guy. Like my one of my exes, like her grandmother literally told her like, why are you messing with this black guy? You should be talking to a rich white man. Like serious. I was like, wow.
Yeah, but shit, that's if that's who they want. Hey, let them have it. That's
Like,
just how I am. Hey,
but
that's what
she
you
didn't
want.
feel that way, but it was instilled in her, from birth.
Yeah,
Like her grandmother taught that to her, but she
yeah,
didn't,
but it
she
didn't
didn't
work.
choose to.
It
Yeah,
didn't work.
yeah.
Kamal says I asked Cal whether there was a certain smell when exiting the plane into Asia. I could tell you about the Philippines. Like my first trip, I got off the plane. I flew to Mactan, um, in Cebu City, and it wasn't like a stinky smell. It was almost like a slight smell like moldy. Like if you leave your clothes in the fucking washing machine too long, you kind of get that little wet mold wet. I don't know what you call it. That wet smell. For something you leave something wet too long, and you don't dry it out the right way, it has kind of that little smell to it. That's kind of what I smell. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't crazy, you know. He says no contest. Red bottle. Was she related to Imelda Marcos? What up, 53? How you doing, bro? Thanks for stopping by, man. He says hello to all my peeps.
Salute, salute.
Yeah, go after only rich guys. Not much of a selection there. Yeah. He says that wet smell. Yeah, wet smell. With that wet smell. I think like that smell. You know that smell. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's the smell I smell. I smell what? Like I said, as soon as I stepped out of that airport, though, honestly, it was not but smiles, smiles and big eyes
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stares. Like, yeah, oh, shit. A hot and humid climate makes perfect sense. Yeah, like I said, it's not really an overwhelming stinky smell. It's not like that. It's just different. It's just different. You know. Come on, you ain't. Have you been there? Or you looking to go? I said, man, that smell. You get over that smell, um, real quick.
For sure.
Yeah. So another thing, like I was saying when I said talked about brotherhood and loneliness, about the no new friends, right? We don't want no new friends. But at the same time, um, like I was saying with my friend, I don't even talk to him no more. You know what I'm saying? So like, how, are we forming? Are we really forming new relationships, new friendships? I'm 47. I just turned 47. It's hard to make like new friends, man. Hold on, let me fix this camera.
I feel it's easier for me to make friends if we have mutual interests. You know, like with the friends that you had in your past, you may be well in your past, you may be on a different path to where you have different things going on with your family, kids, and also your interests may have changed as time passed. You know,
Yeah, that's definitely the case with me. Even when I was younger, in my 20s, when I first started to try to like change and shit, those were the people I was talking to, trying to get them to see what I see. And they resisted that shit like like it was the plague. I don't want to hear that shit, Blizz. I don't like so you talk about 20, 25 years ago, man. I was still trying to talk to people and connect with them. And like it's crazy how, like I said, when we were in our teens, they would listen to me when I told them when I talked about when I told them to do negative shit. It was so easy to get people to follow me, you know.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
But in my 20s, when I try to talk to those same people, you know, not about no roses and unicorns and shit, but just living a better life, you know. They didn't want to hear. They didn't want to hear it at all, man.
Of course, those people are still in the same position. You
Yeah,
just weren't surrounding yourself with the right group of people. That's what I feel.
yeah. Some
Because
of
at
them.
the same, I'm trust me. Like even what's crazy is like the thing that I'm doing right now, like how I'm talking to you on YouTube and all of that, and then like posting my little videos here and there. I try to get like my friends, even my relatives, to do this back in like 2000. I think it was like 2012 before YouTube even exploded and everything like that. And nobody wanted to do it. So eventually I got to a point where I just ended up doing it myself. And it's just like not everybody's meant to walk that path with you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I didn't see that at first. I mean, of course, I see it now. Now that I got older, um, I think it's sad because you do want to bring the people that you grew up with. You want to bring them along with you, especially if you're doing something positive. But you can't force it on nobody, man. You can't force it on nobody. You know, that's the sad part. But like I said, I think life pulls us away too. Like you said, a lot of men, we start families, we get married, we have kids, we have jobs. That becomes our life. And
Yep.
then
Yep.
it has to, that stuff that has to come first. Even though I've seen people um remain friends, I don't know how they did it. I don't know, man. Like have the same group of friends, but it's mainly because they're all doing the same thing. They all got married,
Exactly.
they all started families around the same time. You know what I mean? Like, so not one, you know, moved to the other side of the country, started a family. This guy did this. One of them went to jail. That's that's what I seen personally. You know,
Yeah.
but but you know, making friends at 47, I like it. I'm starting to make friends, honestly, but a lot of them I haven't met, so in person.
Mhm.
You know, don't tell
But
me
even just being
you
here,
go
so
ahead, bro.
just traveling here, like I met, other veterans and other people that I didn't even that I haven't even talked to. Like, some people I talk to Facebook, YouTube, and that nature ahead of time to, meet up with them and all that, so that I have somebody who knows the area that I can link up with. But I ended up like my first 2 days of being here in Cebu, I ended up just walking around and ended up meeting people, you know, who like I said were actually veterans and ended up hanging out with me like, hey, let's go to the bar, hey, and we actually had a good time because we we all took that we pretty much took that chance to come here from a different country,
Yeah,
and we had similar interests.
yeah, that's good, man. That's good. And like I said, a lot of people say that YouTube is fake and all that stuff, but like you see it. Just but what happened with Elvis? You see the
Yep,
connections that people could make. That shit affected me, bro. And I don't really
exactly.
be. You kind of be in there the same way I be. Listening more than talking, than interacting. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
like I wanted to reach out to him to help me with my content, but um, I felt like I wasn't at that level yet where I had to get my I had to get my shit better. You know what I mean? My
yeah,
vlogs, I had to get my vlogs together more. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this next trip. Um, I'm gonna film it the way I want to film it. I'm gonna capture the shit that I want to capture. Then I'm gonna try to link up. But it's never gonna happen now. But just that, like
yeah.
how somebody from YouTube that you never met, them passing away could really like send a shockwave. Honestly, um, it's crazy. You
I
can't tell
agree,
me
man.
that. That's crazy, bro. Icy says critical, logical thinking about that grandma story about aura. Do you think there's any correlation? I just think a lot of it is survival, survival tactics, um, some ignorance in there. Um, maybe and some pain. Because like I said, we pass our pain down. We pass our trauma down. Guarantee you, I don't know what that lady, what you said, your ex, what her grandma
Yeah,
been through in life, but she obviously been through something. You know, if
yeah,
if
I agree.
grandma
I agree.
if grandma had a happy, long marriage, successful marriage, she's not giving that type of information. She's not. That's trauma, pain, and hurt being passed down. You know,
See, I seen because like looking at it from her family perspective, they were beautiful, you know, and some of them and some of the women in her family were models. So she could have did that. To be honest with you, she could have did that and went that route. But I don't agree with, you know, her perspective on things, that she should just, you know,
Yeah,
go by somebody's status.
I guarantee you that some of them beautiful women got did dirty. You know
Oh yeah, oh
what
yeah, for
I
sure.
mean? Like it
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
happens, but we don't talk about that part of it. We don't talk about that part of it. We'll sit here and be like, and not throwing no shot at you. We'll sit here and be like, yeah, they was taught this, and that. But there's always a reason behind it, man. You know, like always a reason behind it. Says if you was raised if you were raised a certain way, does having a mind to think and question things should be taught, or what? Is it nature and nurture? Um, it's both. It's both. It's nurture, then it's nature. Um, because you only know that, especially like you're talking about from childhood to adulthood, you only know what you're taught. But then you gotta live life. You gotta really figure shit out. Are you strong enough? Do you have a strong enough mind to figure that shit out? Like that some things you were taught were bullshit. You know, some people don't, man. There's some people running around that are full grown adults that still on some BS, that haven't learned. Um, just are you born with it, or people just remain and wants to be stupid? Sorry for the language. No, I agree. I agree, man. Maybe nature to nurture, but I think it was nurture to nature. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, because we're all taught like religion. I don't want to get into a religious debate or anything like that, but a lot of us wouldn't believe or have the religious beliefs that we have if we weren't taught by our parents, by our grandparents. You know what I mean? That's taught to us. Um, in my opinion, you're Christian. You're Christian because your parents were Christian. For the most part, you know, Muslim. You're Muslim because your parents are Muslim, and that's what they taught you. You know, that's nurture. You know, then you got to grow up and experience real life. You know, a lot of us don't change that aspect, but you know, just that's just a metaphor for other things in life. Just like the grandma story. His ex didn't buy that crap. You know, I don't know. Maybe she did at one point, but she didn't buy that crap. You know, or stepped out to grab his food. But we hear the beach license. Who you talking about? I'm talking about Elvis Diaz. Like I said, you guys ain't gonna know who he is, but he was a YouTuber, not a YouTuber. He was an editor um, for some YouTubers. You know, he was an editor, so he's behind the scenes. But he was a very positive person, man. Like he really like just put out so much positivity, man. So much support, you know. And he passed away yesterday. And like I was saying, like it's amazing that, like I said, I'm sitting here and I'm feeling kind of down and sad. Like I didn't know this guy. I never talked to him. I only heard him talk. You know, I only heard him. I only seen him lift people up and support people. You know, and want the best for people. I never had a conversation with him. Never talked to him. You know, personally. You know, I only heard him talk. I seen some of his work, but I only heard him talk. You know, never even seen his face because he talked like you see how Aura has a picture up there. It was an avatar. Like I seen his face now, but yeah, it's crazy, man, that you can have that effect on people. Believe me, there's thousands of people that are affected by that man's passing. You know, and a lot of us didn't know him, never seen him, He never sat in front of a camera. You know what I mean? He came on panels, and like I said, every time he talked, it was uplifting somebody. It was positive. It was advice. Like, he said, this is the reason I asked about lost cause. What if these people only know toxic? If you don't put good and be patient about it, how are these people going to see justice? I just, I don't know. I just think that there has to be some boundary that we have, because we always talk about boundaries. How far are you willing to walk down the road with that person? You know, if I can help that person while I'm still helping other people, if they can get something from it, then I don't mind, you know. But I'm not gonna divert everything for that one person. There's some people that, like, I've even seen it on your live stream. They'll come in and they'll be like, "Oh, you didn't respond to my message. Oh, this is be well." No, I see it on Wishy stream a lot more. You know what I mean? You didn't respond to my message. You don't watch my page. I don't. You know, it's like, all right, do I have time to address that person every time? You know, every time. Do I have time to address that person? Yeah, I do, because there's only 14 people in here. You know, so yeah, but not all the time. You know. I know that doesn't answer your question directly, but it's kind of like, some people, you can't always hold their hand. They have to walk for themselves, especially as grown adults. And I'm not saying don't take the time don't take the time to help people, you know, but some people need to hit rock bottom before they learn anything, especially us men. I think a lot of us men need to hit rock bottom, before we take advice, before we learn, before we change. I'm reminded of how I felt when Kevin Samuels passed. Yeah, sort of. Sort of. Like, I didn't know who Kevin Samuel was until after he passed. Um, but I see why. So I really didn't mourn Kevin Samuels, but I see why people did. But yeah, it's crazy. Because I think Elvis was about to blow up, man. 53 says, true. My daughter's grandmother is, what's that? JW. And my daughter's mother is JW. So they pushed that on my daughter, and now they are teaching my, oh man. What's JW? Jewish? You Jewish? So they're Jewish, and my daughter's mother is Jewish. So they pushed that on my daughter, and now they are teaching my granddaughter. Well, it's sad. It is sad, but hopefully, you know, um, you're there. You're there. Hopefully, you're there, and you can show her some other ways to live life, man. You know. Icy says, I used to just walk away, period. But I think I'm seeing ways that people can learn. It might not be from us individually, but brainstorming about it, we might find ways to make stupid think. Icy wants to save the world. I feel you. I admire that about you. But I don't want to save the world. I don't. I don't want to save the world. I want to help. I want to help as many people as I can, but I don't think I'm on like a crusade. I just like, I don't want to try to force somebody to take what I have to offer. I could just put it out there, and I'll help anybody willing that needs help, that I know I can help. I will. but I'm not gonna force it on anybody. I'm not gonna yell and scream, listen to me. Why aren't you listening to me? I did that when I was younger. When I was younger, yeah, like I was talking about in my 20s, when I tried to help the people that, I was doing bad things, I tried to help them see um what it's like to live positively, you know. So there was those conversations, those arguments, those, feelings of frustration, you know, when you have a good message, when you're telling somebody the right thing, but they still won't listen. They're still stuck in their old ways because they haven't hit that point in their life to where they're ready to change. They have to be ready to change. Because pondering thoughts, yeah. She says, because I also know I can only control me. So at the end of the day, it's on them. Yeah, yeah. That's why I babysit. The Prince was Jewish, so I don't know what JW means, but I don't know. Jewish. I think it means Jewish. So I briefly read about it. Don't want to babysit middle-aged children. Me either. You know. So I removed wrong message of mine. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay. Jehovah's Witness. Yeah. Yeah, my kid's mother grew up in that. So my kid's grandmother is Jehovah's Witness. And I don't know too much about it. I know that they like once you like for my kid's mother, God bless her, she's not here anymore. She passed away 2021. Um they cut her off, man, like at an early age because she wasn't following the things that um they expected of her or whatever. Um that's crazy. Yeah. And that's a religion. And they they believe in lost cause. Because if you're not following what they say, like they don't talk to you, they don't acknowledge you or nothing, man, even family members. You know, I don't want to save the world. I just want to at least preserve something for the next generation. Yeah. All right. One voice, multiple voices, powerful. He says he spoke of it on Glad TV. Gonna have to check that out. Come on. I mean, I'm realistic. I only want to be here for people who wants to get better. I don't know, man. I just want to try for my own sanity. I agree. Like I said, I went through that. Maybe that's why I see things the way I do now. You know, because it's hard, man. Especially having these conversations, or not even like this is some crazy deep conversation because it's not. Um, it's just talking real, to be honest. Um, but I've been through it, so maybe that's why I feel the feel the way I feel. You know, I think having a platform, it's easier. It's a lot easier to put out the kind of message you want to put out, but you can't you can't force people to come. I would love to have 150 people in here right now, but I appreciate the people who are here. You know, but there's certain topics that would have 150 people in here. Certain topics to get you to that point. You know, Kamal says, I'm not surprised at the strict following. They don't even celebrate birthdays. Yeah, I never like I studied Christianity in my own way. I studied Islam in my own way because I was interested in those religions. That one I just wasn't interested at all and I know like a bunch of people that practice that. But I don't ask about their. I don't do nothing. Like for me, that what happened with my kid's mother just left that bad taste in my mouth. Like, how can you just cut people off, especially at a young age like that? It really cut me off, man. It's just all I know is none of the JW churches have windows. None. My daughter said they don't want people to see what's happening inside. I said, what? Fucking hiding stuff going on in there. Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know. I don't know what goes on in there. Like I said, I'm not really. I know the grandmother, my kid's grandmother, she would like still come and see the kids and all that stuff. She would do like Bible study with them. So I don't know. A Jehovah's Witness, I don't know good or bad. I can't say. But like I said, when they cut my kid's mother, because we've known each other since we were young, and she was moving in her teens in ways that they didn't like, so they cut her off, like completely. Like they don't talk to you, they don't acknowledge it. They'll walk right by you, like your brother, your sister, your mother. They're supposed to like just walk by you and not even acknowledge your presence. That's crazy to me. To me, I don't personally, I don't understand that or how you could even do that. They have an understanding of it, which I don't. It's crazy to me. My parents had to handle me with the disability, yes. He says, yeah, my daughter said, don't buy your granddaughter no gifts, no birthday celebrations. I was like, wow. See, I don't know, man. I'm going to buy my granddaughter whatever the hell I want to buy her. I don't practice that. So we got Aura back. And then we got Ryan Avery. Rogue One.
What's up?
Hello.
So Ryan, how you doing, man? Me personally, I'm buying my granddaughter whatever the hell I want to buy my granddaughter. You like,
as you should.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Don't force your beliefs on me. And I won't force my beliefs on you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You good, bro?
I'm good.
You good, man. So what's going on, Ryan? How you doing, man?
Not bad, mate. Not bad at all.
Good to
Lovely
see you,
day,
man.
anyway. As you can see behind me.
Is it hot there?
Sunny. It's warm. It's not too bad actually for winter this day. 21 degrees here. Not too bad. Nice actually.
It's been hot the last couple of days here. It was 9. See, I don't know the conversion, but it was 90. I think it was 94 degrees here. Hold on, what's the conversion to that? 94.
I think 40 something.
To see. 34.
There you go.
34 Celsius.
Woo.
For here at this time of year for June in the Northeast United States, that's hot as fuck.
That is warm.
That's hot.
That is warm.
We usually don't hit that till July, August.
Mm-hmm.
End of July, August. Yeah.
We're gonna hit till November, December. Oh,
Yeah, man. So,
it gets warm up here then.
but I enjoy it though. I like the heat. I like the
Yeah,
heat.
I don't mind.
Yo, 50. Kamal says 53. I briefly dated a JW in middle school. Bought her chocolates on Valentine's Day and learned the hard way.
Oh, hello.
Oh man, I can't do all of that, man. I can't do all of that, man. Like,
As far as the chocolates.
no, the oh, you can't do this because I can't do all of that. Like that's why I don't understand. Like people will change their religion just to marry somebody.
Yeah,
You ever see
yeah,
that? That's
yep.
crazy.
Oh God.
Like, oh, I'm
Oh
gonna become
hell no.
Muslim. I'm gonna become Muslim so I can marry a
Oh God.
Muslim girl. Like
I
Oh
seen it.
God.
I seen it.
I seen it too. It makes no
Yeah.
sense to me, man. Or vice
Are you,
versa, you know.
but will you truly be happy? Like that's the thing.
God.
I don't know. That's crazy.
Like, does the ends justify the means? According to you guys.
Not for me, because you're not a true believer. In my
Exactly.
eyes, you're not a true believer. You know, if that's the reason why you're changing your religion, you know,
Yep.
it's crazy. The things that people will do, man. It amazes me sometimes, man. So I was in Kelvin, like I was talking about it earlier. I was in Kelvin's stream earlier, and there are people that we call it what, hate watch.
Yeah.
Hate watch, yo.
Hey,
It was
but
this dude. That dude was in there, bro. He's always in there, man. Every week he complain. Every live stream he's complaining about the same thing. He's literally types. I don't know. It's like he has the same complaints every time. Oh, the Philippines is horrible. They scam you. They use you. You're gonna get foreign tax. But
Like, okay,
every
we get
lot,
it.
yeah, we get it. But every live stream, you're here watching a guy that's living in the Philippines. You know the topic is going to be the Philippines. You spend 2 hours at a time watching this shit every time. But I'm the hater when I call when I say that. Like, bro, I'm gaslighting, which I still don't even know the correct meaning for gaslighting. You know,
or trying.
I don't know what the hell
I
that
don't know if
means.
you heard the term like gassing people up,
Yeah.
like basically persuading. I guess that would be another word for it.
Yeah, I know a guy would gas somebody up. Yeah, I know what that means.
Yeah,
That's
that's
like
the same thing. Gaslighting is the same thing.
but in a negative way or something.
You just basically persuading somebody, like you're convincing somebody to, you know, believe whatever you're trying to get them to believe. I believe. I believe
Okay.
that's the same. Trying to convince.
Yeah,
I,
I don't
I
know.
believe
Gassing
convincing.
somebody up is like basically lying to them. Basically, like, oh, you're great, you're awesome, you're beautiful.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
what
gassing them up.
gaslighting is.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I don't know. Like I said, for me, it's just some new term. I don't know what the fuck it means, bro.
It's just a different way to say it, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
Terminology.
53 says, "Come on, damn, you trying to do a good deed." And she do? What did she do with the candy? She probably had to. She probably had to throw it away. She probably just couldn't, or not even accept it at all. That's crazy, man.
Mhm.
Like, man, you better eat a piece of this candy. You don't tell nobody. uh, oh, Beach of Life says it's one guy with 3 different names. And he
That's
just typing
crazy.
this. Yeah, like to exactly though. It even
You
proves my
have
point
that much
even
time.
more. Yeah, the things that these people go through to troll and to be negative. That you make 3 different accounts.
Oh,
Yeah, he got zapped.
But it's like you don't have anything better to do on a Saturday.
Yeah, on a
But
Saturday morning, he's in England and then he starts talking junk about the U.S. and Like, yeah, crazy, bro.
He's just miserable. That's what it is. Like,
Yeah. He says, I forgot exactly. She damn near upset. And I think she's retreated. Then the chancellor of the after school club advised me on why she rejected the gift. I just gave them to my mother. I'd have gave him to another chick. I don't know how old
true.
he said
Yeah,
he was.
exactly.
I don't know how old. I don't know. Maybe he's young. Yeah. But I know. We've all seen these trolls, man.
Oh,
You
yes.
can't tell me that there is nothing in that man's life that he don't need to work on. You know,
True.
that he could spend time doing to make, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's better himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just trying to keep
He might be on the clock. He might be at work just bored.
Well, shit, man. I used to be on the clock, but listening and typing and all that shit. But it's like I can't spend that much time with something that I don't enjoy or I'm not learning from, or like
I agree.
something that I just don't like.
But that's why I had to take a step back from the other channel, that you be on sometimes, because I was like, man, it's nothing but negativity going on.
Yeah,
Like they try to make it positive, but the chat,
yeah,
oh man,
they ain't gonna let it go there.
let it go.
They're not gonna let it. It don't matter what it is. If somebody gonna be opposite, and some people come there just to stir up trouble.
Oh
yep.
yes, I got that. I've been having that too. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
That's their entertainment
That's
for the
cool.
day.
Yeah.
That's their entertainment
That
for
boy
the day.
just bucks them off. That's easy, man.
Come on, said knowing my ass at the time, I'm surprised I didn't. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah.
Go. Oh,
That's it. Aura, you been on a date yet since you've been in the Philippines? How long you been there?
This is day 2. No,
Nah.
I don't even know, man.
You don't gotta answer
I'm
that if
lost.
you don't. You don't gotta answer that if you don't want to, bro. I don't want to get too personal.
I could tell you, I could tell you, I was considering it, but I got scammed.
there you
Damn.
go. Oh yeah.
Damn.
There it is.
She was like, "Oh, I don't have fare to get there," and I was like, "Okay, I'll take care of everything. I'll cover it, being the gentleman."
Yeah,
And she disappeared.
annoying.
Oh yeah. I heard about people getting caught like that on the dating app.
Yep. That's where I met her. I met her on the app.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's why I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna just enjoy myself. I'm not going out my way for nothing. If it comes, it comes. If not,
Yeah,
hey.
when I took my trip there, man, I just like I said, I was talking to a chick, but I didn't even end up meeting up with her until 3 days before I left to come back.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because
Wow.
like I said, I had my itinerary, and I was just stuck to my itinerary, no matter what. You know, I wanted to.
That's the best thing to do, honestly.
Yeah, I met chicks along the way though. They say you can't meet chicks in person, but we all know it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Oh, I actually met more women, just like because remember I told you I met the guy, he was taking me around and everything. I actually met more women that way as opposed to doing it online. And I was like, and they had contacted me like, hey, I want to hang out. I didn't, even though I didn't hang out with them, but it's like, hey, you can meet women like face to face if you want.
Yeah, you can. I always said though, I I think the woman I met online, I just have more in common and more of the same goals and outlook than the woman I met in person.
I agree. I
You know what I
agree with
mean?
that.
That's what I think. That's just me personally. He's just like said, oh, he didn't zap that guy, even though Cal told him to, but he's gonna let him come back again. We need to laugh. It's funny, but it gets old though too. At the same time, because I usually don't mess with nobody in the chat. You know what I mean? But it's like, damn, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of this shit, man.
Yeah. I know. Yes, be careful
It
who
is
you
what it
meet
is, man.
online or in person. Online, they can scam you online too, so you gotta be careful. If they ask for money, they're gonna scam you.
Yeah,
They ask for either money or gift card, all sort of fucking shit. I'm like, really? Yeah, get it yourself. I don't deal with that shit. I just not going. I block her ass. Oh, shit.
Yeah, but for the most part, I've just been going around places getting some footage. So, keeping myself occupied.
you gonna go to the tops?
What's that?
It's like an overlook. I think it's a restaurant. It was closed when I was there. They call it the tops, and you get like the view of the whole Cebu City from up there. It's like up in the mountains.
Oh wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have to check
it's called
that
the
out.
tops. Yeah, it's called the tops.
Okay.
I wanted to go because I had planned, like I went to the Sorrow Garden, Temple of Leia. Those are like up in the mountains, and then I wanted to go to the tops too, but the tops was closed. So then they like open back up like 2 days after I left. So, but that view is crazy from up there, man. It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
a
I
sick
got my
view.
drone too, so I'm gonna try to get some footage with that.
Oh hell yeah, that'd be a nice shot. That'd be a nice shot from the tops. Yeah, yeah. Beat Your Life's in here. He'll tell you. I don't know if he's been there, but I know he knows what that is. 53 too. Yeah, yeah. Ryan Coy, he chilling, man. With the shades on. You got the shades
Hello,
on.
Ashikoi. I put in the house. That's so
When you
nice.
when you gonna travel again, Ryan?
Oi, me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to go somewhere, but I've been applying for a very, very long time. Let me tell you. I've been applying since 2005. To be honest with you, really haven't been on the plane since 2005.
Oh wow.
And the reason is I get pain from my back to the back of my head, and it's very, very painful. I pass out. As in I black out, literally. I
Hmm.
just
Yeah, I don't know what
pass
to.
out, and that's it.
I don't know what to do about that.
I know. I've been to a psychiatrist. Yeah, that didn't know much. Tell me to hit the freaking airport for a couple of hours. Then some. What the hell's that for? What's about that? I don't know. No. So, but I'll risk going back on the plane again. I'll go somewhere soon. You know, I'm not as happy to go somewhere with my mum, so I don't know. She'll probably go somewhere here. You know, just yeah.
Have you ever felt any of these these topics I brought up earlier?
Uh,
Emotional or things that we can't talk about as men. Things that we're not supposed to talk about as men. Mental health, isolation, emotional pain, heartbreak.
oh, yeah. I've been through not heartbreak, but I've been through emotional stuff.
Yeah,
Um, Last year I lost my dad.
yeah.
I lost my father last year.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, he was 80 years old. He lived a good life anyway. Yeah, he's been gone a year. This year.
Yeah, I remember you posted about that
Yeah.
last year. Yeah, I remember that. That's a tough one, man. It's been 10 years for me since I lost my father. You know, it's still there's still moments, you know. I still have those moments, man. You know.
Yeah. It's hard.
But I definitely understand what you're going through, man. Definitely. You know. But it's like I said, at that time, I held it in. I went to work every day. While everybody else
Hard to
was,
keep it in, yeah.
yeah. While everybody else was with the family grieving, I was at work every day. I poured myself into work
Yeah.
to avoid
Can't
that.
keep your mind off. Can't get your mind off that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you try that, but it doesn't. Something's done up, but yeah, I'm slowly getting over it a bit. It's just hard, you know. Just my mum's not coping. Still sad about it though. I'm not. I mean, but
Yeah. You have to find
yeah,
an outlet. You have to let it out, man. Because I would handle it totally different. Now I would handle it totally different than I did, you know, 11 years ago, 10 years ago.
yeah,
Absolutely. Like I would take that time to grieve.
yeah. Because unfortunately, my niece was actually one who found him. Was the unfortunate thing about it, though. And then seeing they're actually dead, gone, it was difficult, you know. Actually had to wake up and actually see him there. It was very hard that day.
Yeah, I held it in all the way until they started lowering him into the ground. And then it just but I pulled it right back in, you know. And I don't know if to this day, I don't know if I've grieved, you know, anything.
Hmm.
My, you know, my son's mother, when she passed away, it's weird because my best friend passed away.
I'll bet to that too.
Yeah, November 2020, my best friend
Oh,
passed away. My son's mother passed away March 2021, you know.
oh,
And even though we weren't together for a long time, when my friend passed away, she was the one that was there for me when I was going through all that. Because we had known each other for so long, 30 years we had known each other at that time, around there, you know. But even then, never took the time to grieve. I never took the time to grieve because I was worrying about my kids. She had 6 kids, man.
oh,
You know,
that's
that she left behind. Even to this day, sometimes I kind of feel guilty because some days I'm mad at her. I'm still mad because she left what she left behind. The kids, the grandkids, you know.
Hmm.
I never let any of that stuff out. But I know now it's okay to. I know now it's okay to let it out.
Hmm.
Icy says, I'm a woman and I had a hard time processing grief because I don't want to show weakness. I bet it'll be harder for you, my dudes. Yeah. Yeah. Look, I love LaShawn. I was at work when my mom called me about my father's passing. I clocked out and went home. It was a very difficult drive. Yeah. Lamar said, if I had to choose, I'd rather be called a wuss than an inmate. Now I feel like being on YouTube, those things you bury deep comes out, and it sucks to be emotional. Yeah, I was saying that earlier. You could bury it; it's gonna come out one way or the other.
It
It
does.
may ooze out slowly,
Yeah.
or it may come out like a like an eruption. But either way, it's going to come out. And
Yeah.
sometimes you don't see it. You don't see it affecting your life, your attitude, the way your enthusiasm, your mental health. You don't see it, but it does.
Mm.
It does. But
Mm.
we have to be able to recognize it, and we have to actively search for the outlets because, especially as men, nobody's coming to save us.
Yeah.
Nobody's even gonna ask most of the time.
Yeah.
But I think we do get asked. We do get asked. A lot of times we don't, you know, we don't feel comfortable accepting help.
Mm.
I agree with that.
Yeah. I just having good people, community, made the process easier though. So thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I know I was asked while I was going through those things if I needed help, if I needed to talk. You know? And so it's my fault that I didn't accept the help. You know?
Yeah.
53 says, I'm different. I have a problem with grieving, no emotions for anything. I don't like it and get help for it. I've seen so much, done so much till it's made me numb to things. It sucks. I don't think you're that much. I don't think you're different, man. I think there's a lot of us out here like that. Too many of us feel that way. You know, until we snap.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know if you've seen it come out. If you've been able to notice 53, if you've been able to notice it coming out in certain ways in your life. You know, whether it's a eruption, like or like I said, oozing out, you know, spilling over other parts of your life, you know, because it happens.
Oh yes.
Some people drink too much. Some people do drugs. You know, some people have tempers. Some people you don't know, like it could come out in any way.
I have a temper.
I have a temper too, but like I said, I just watch it constantly. So I haven't blown up in a long time.
Yeah.
Like she says, I'm never a community person. It's out of my comfort zone. I do me who are close. Sorry, my bad. I do me and who are close to me, but having to open myself to this platform, open my eyes that we do need each other. Good family and real life friends are cool, but seeing the world in different light is somehow fulfilling. Yeah, that's just me. I agree. I agree. YouTube, honestly, for me now, is like therapy, man. It is like therapy, man. And I think even making the videos that I don't upload helps me, man. It helps me, bro. You don't know how much I get out of how even though I'm not sending it out into the world, it still feels good to let it out in some way, you know.
Yeah, like I haven't really got a taste of that yet, but you know, this I say from being on the opposite spectrum as far as like just being in the chat, usually having those conversations on the panel, it has definitely helped. I will say that.
Yeah, for me, it absolutely has helped, man. Absolutely, man. Because people don't know it. I'm introverted. I could get up here and talk. Like I said, I could get up here and talk, but and I feel comfortable doing it. But
Yeah,
I'm an introvert. Absolutely, I know it. I'm an introvert. But I just know how to turn it on and interact with people. Icy says, "All right, a lot of deserving ones to be in my dungeon. It's so cool."
Bloody thunder.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I ever been in the dungeon, so I'm good. I be behaving.
Hey, I'm just the manager at this point, you know.
You know, but
I see. I see. Go behave.
yeah, I want to see what 53 say if he noticed it, because I know he's a older, not old, but he's old. He's in his 50s, and he's a mature person. I want to know if he sees it, where it oozes out at, if we're holding that shit inside. And I'm gonna drop the link again in case anybody's watching and wants to come up. It's open discussion, man. If you're watching from the bushes, man, pop out and say hi once in a while, man. Hit the like button. You know, you good, man.
We love the people in the bushes, man. You know,
I know. No, I appreciate anybody that watch me, man. For real.
Yes, sir.
I ain't there yet, man.
As long as they help and support the channel, it don't hurt.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm always behave. I see always behave. On my channel, you pretty good. You pretty good. On your own channel though.
Yo, hey, Liz. That's why I be trying to keep it PG. I don't want to say too much, but I be like when I'm on other people's panel, I try to keep it PG. But I know if I was on my own live stream, oh man.
Or stay humble, and you won't have to be outside of the dungeon. He says it oozes out. It oozes onto other people that are close to you, and it's not fair. Absolutely. Those are the ones that get it. You know, the people, in my experiences, it's the nicest people, you know, and it oozes out to the people that absolutely don't deserve it, that have nothing to do with it. You know, I know that by heart. I know that from personal experience. You know, you hold that shit in, you know, it could be from 10, 15 years ago, and then it oozes out on the new person you met in your life that has nothing to do with it. Because you couldn't figure your own shit out. You know, my house, my rules, my dudes.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
He says that's why I don't do live. It will come out. Yeah. He says not for a fainted heart. Yeah, is that the term? Yeah. Icy on YouTube. Welcome to the rodeo. Yeah, man. Absolutely, man. That I have experience with that. Absolutely, man. Like letting my shit, my old shit, affect my new life. You know, but that's why we talk about this shit. That's why we talk about this, because you don't hear that. You hear about guys going overseas, living like a king. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the Filipinas, how good they look, how much budget you need. You don't hear anybody talking about oozing all their old life onto their new Filipina girlfriend. You don't hear about that. Because nobody wants to talk about that shit. Nobody wants to talk about it. But it happens. Icy says, we don't have to be each other's cup of tea. I'm calling for my people. No pressure. Yeah, but like I said, we don't hear nobody talking about that. Everybody wants to live like a king. You know. Everybody wants to look at what the next man's doing, compare themselves, be better. Shout out to Brother K in the Philippines. Shout out to that brother, man. He's living on $450 a month in the Philippines.
Salute. Man,
Shout out to
man,
that brother, man.
I seen him on Sunshine Shoulders channel, and I was like, man, I think I spent that in a day when I first came here. Like, I was like, what? I was like, how is he doing? I know how he's doing it, and I know the mistakes I made. I understand it, but I'm like, wow, I can't believe you gotta definitely be disciplined to live that lifestyle.
Yeah, I don't. You seen the people trying to clown him and all that stuff. I don't think there's no reason to clown that brother, man. If he got a G a month, that's what he got a month, and
Mhm.
he's still maybe he's not living out every aspect of his life that he wants to, but he's still living his dream, bro, in the place that he want to
Mhm.
live at. And a lot of people wouldn't have the balls to do that. I know I wouldn't have the balls to have $1,000 a month and move to the Philippines.
Yeah, me either. That's why I would have came a long time ago if that was the case. But I wanted to make sure, I had a little bit more income before I came out here, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, salute to that brother, man.
And, yo,
Icy says I'm a
like
tough lover. Can be sensitive. Can't be sensitive with me, but if I can be what? But I can be if I like you in general. You. We don't have to kiss ass, but if you want to, I'm sorry.
I see going.
I can't be sensitive with me. Yeah, man. Hence, 53 Shades Darker. There's a different side. I don't want to show. I'm a work in progress and doing good with it. Yeah. Yeah, we all are, bro. And I wish you the best, man. Come back, come back, come back to the lives, man. If you in due time, when you're ready, man. You know the support is gonna be here for you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I wish 53 the best. He a good dude, man. But we all got that side, man. I can't say we all do, but a lot of us do, man. A lot of us do. That side, that past that we're trying to outgrow. We're not running from it. We dealing with it. You know, I don't have a problem saying that. You know, I definitely have a past. Definitely have my own set of issues that I work through, that I'm going through. You know, there's no shame in that. At least you can admit that you. At least you can admit it. You know. She says, "Just do you, boo boo. As long as you're not intentionally harming people." That's my favorite icy saying. Just do you, boo boo. I want that on a t-shirt. Yes, we're here 53. Yes, exactly, man. Exactly. Just holler. If I'm free, I'll be there too. Yeah, exactly, man. Icy on YouTube, something like Icy Hot. Sounds good to me. You guys supported me. At least I could do is give support back. Yeah.
I definitely appreciate that comment too. I had posted my first video earlier, just showing my journey of traveling from the US to here. And she supported and wrote the first comment.
Oh, word? I didn't even know you dropped nothing.
Yeah. It's a short video. It's not, nothing crazy, but it was just showing, like where I was living at before I came out here and the journey to get out here.
Yeah, I gotta go check that out. Matter of fact, type mine, bro. Type mine in the chat, bro. so you can put your link in there, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no doubt. 53 says thanks, my peep. Love y'all, man. Yeah, that's how we do, man.
Salute 53.
Yeah, there's Aura Drip TV. There's his link, man. Subscribe to this brother. He's a good brother, man. I know it's not too many people in here, but subscribe to this brother. We're gonna get some views later, I hope. Yeah.
Hey, I definitely appreciate all the support.
Ryan's
Even the
in the building.
haters. So good. Love y'all.
Oh, God, support a lot.
Yeah. Oh man, I was so quick last week. Last week somebody came up and toward the end they said some crazy stuff. They said something and it had your mama in it. That's all I seen, and I pulled that trigger so quick, man. Like I ain't even
Hey, they
finished
wasn't
reading.
trying to flash you, was they?
Nah. It was a comment. It was just a comment, bro.
Oh, okay.
I ain't even finished reading the comment. And I was like, oh yeah, you out of here, bro. I was so quick. I said I wasn't gonna do that, so I apologize, man. I only timed him out. I didn't block him or nothing like that. I timed him out. But I said I wasn't gonna do that. I was gonna be like easy on the kicking people, but man, that's a trigger. You know, once you say your mama, come on, man. So I gotta get better at that. That was a quick. And then afterwards, after I ended the live stream, I was like, damn, I was too quick, man, to kick that person out. So I gotta watch that about myself.
It's better to be on the safe side, though. You know, it get crazy.
Once you say your mama.
Your mama. Oh no.
I don't even know what they were talking about. I didn't even make it to the end of the comment.
Say I'm quick.
That's the link right there. First, there's the link right there, fellas. Check the good brother out, man. I'm definitely gonna go watch that as soon as we get off of here. No 6-hour stream. I'm not trying to compete with Icy. Icy, you got it. I want to be up. I want to be fresh.
Come on.
Nah, no, I'm playing. TJ, what up? TJ in the building. What up, brother?
In the house.
Another
TJ
good dude right here.
Yes, sir.
Pretty soon we're gonna talk TJ into starting a YouTube channel. It's gonna blow up. And then I'm gonna be coming up onto his panel, sharing. You know,
yeah.
Looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, oh God.
53 says Origin TV. Hey, did you know about the Bulls logo? I just found out.
Wait, what happened?
I don't know. I don't know what you talking about.
Nah, my hat, probably my hat I had on in the video.
Oh, okay. I didn't see. TJ, what up, TJ? Not much, man. Got hit with a bike into a car. Fun times. Got hit with a bike into a car.
Ow.
Were you on the bike or in the car?
In the car.
Got hit with a bike into a car.
Are you okay?
Yeah, bro.
Damn. Ow.
Man, I had a motorcycle accident. Like I was driving, like I was doing like 180 on the highway, and there was an exit I never came off from before. And basically, there was gravel on the side of the road. It was a sharper turn than what I thought it was. So my back tire hit the gravel, and the bike flipped and everything, and I flew off the bike.
Doing 180?
Nah. I got it down to 60 miles per hour. I got it because I was doing 180, but I got it down to 60. But the bike still flipped. I flipped and everything. You already know. I was in the air flying, all that good stuff.
That's crazy. Yeah, I flipped my truck. Out there. You gotta be careful. I flipped my truck speeding. That's crazy. I got lucky. I walked away from that.
Yeah, I'm thankful to be here.
I still look at the pictures of that thing. They had to use the jaws of life on to get me out and everything, man.
Crazy.
He says it's a robot reading a Bible if you flip it upside down. The Bulls logo.
Oh, I didn't know. I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, he says I was on a scooter, got hit by a scooter into a parked Honda. Damn, bro. Hope you're all right, man. Hope you're all right, man. SPK says, what's happening, guys? We chilling. We just chopping it up, man. We had a topic. Usually I stick to the topic for a while. For the first like 2 hours. Then I open it up. We talk about anything you guys want to talk about. But the topic is still here. It's gonna drop, So he says, turn the Bulls logo upside down and you will see it. He says,
I'll check it out.
experience I'll never forget though. Get hit by a car and flew. Wow, that's crazy. If I didn't clock her move and break early, my girl would be on the Sunshine Shoulders last street asking for donations to get my body home. Laughing. Nah, I ain't even gonna laugh about that. I don't even want to think about that, man. You know. I'm glad you all right, man. I'm glad you were able to, if you were able to walk away, even with minor injuries, man, that's a good thing. You know, for real.
Sure.
For real, man. It's good to hear you're okay, man. God forbid, you know, something bad happens. More bad news. We definitely don't need no more bad news in this space, man. SPK, what's up, bro? It's it's my first time seeing you here, man. You know, so just to explain a little bit, we hold on. Accidents really can change your perspective on things in life. The mind shifts more than the physical. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, man. Like I've had accidents in my life. I've had some accidents, some serious accidents in my life, but this last one like really changed the trajectory of my life, man. It was what like flipping my truck and walking away with just like basically scratches on my arm. You know, was
See, my
yeah,
whole issue is like I like adrenaline, you know. So I I try not to drive as much. I if I can avoid it, I avoid driving. I avoid, you know, riding the bike, motorcycle, all that.
yeah.
I like to be like a NASCAR racer sometimes.
Not me, not me. Now after that accident, I drive like a grandma.
Yeah.
I drive like
I
a
mean,
grandma.
the thing
People
is
be mad at me
when
because I go 5 over the speed limit. So if it's 55 on the highway, I'm going 60. And nobody wants to go 60. They want to go 80 everywhere, 100
yeah, yep,
for nothing.
yep.
Now I feel like I'm really getting old because now I'm like, oh, right there is such a rush too. You know what I mean? Like you ain't
Yeah,
going
no,
nowhere. You ain't
it
going nowhere.
actually helps when I'm with other people in the car. It helps me drive slower, you know. But if I'm by myself,
Crazy,
oh
man.
man, it's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go below the speed limit, but nowhere near like I used to be. You know what I mean? So I'm either at the speed limit or 5 over because that's leave on time. You don't gotta rush. Leave, get there early. But it's
Yeah.
just I noticed that since COVID, it's been out of hand, bro. It's nuts, man. I was like essential worker, so I was out every day during COVID, early in the morning, like especially during the real lockdowns. The highways were empty.
Yeah.
Everybody was going nuts. Everybody was going 100 miles an hour everywhere.
Mhm.
You know, so but it's like that mentality never went away. So it's like everybody they're weaving into traffic more than ever. Like we had a guy at my old job. We had like so many incidents of people running into the back of our trailers.
Mm,
It's crazy because they're like the last one was a motorcycle driver. He got killed, killed himself.
damn.
Well, he got killed because our truck was broken down on the side of the highway, our tractor trailer, um, in the breakdown lane. Traffic was backed up, so he's weaving through traffic and tried to go and use the breakdown lane to get around traffic. So when he
Mm,
popped out, he didn't see the trailer sitting there. He ran into the back of the trailer.
wow.
Driver was hysterical. The driver of our truck was hysterical. You just seen a man then they decapitate himself.
Yeah.
For what? Imagine seeing that. I mean, you don't want to be the person's family or that what they're going through, but you're
Hmm.
just sitting there broke down. And somebody runs their motorcycle into the back, and you got to get out and see the aftermath of that. That's TJ says, I'm okay as one could be, as one could hope to be after experiencing what it's like to be a bumper cam on GTA 5. Leg is beaten up and swollen, but fuck it. We ball. Also, very important to get back on motorcycle scooter. Fuck that. Um, when in due time, bro, you don't need to rush it. I've broken a lot of stuff really, but mostly before 21. The pain was a bit of a surprise after this long. Wow. I was lucky too, just an ankle sprain. Below the school limits always, bro. Yeah. I drive like a grandma. The reason it's so nice to listen what makes you you. Yeah. My homie and at the time, roommate moved back to Washington from Brooklyn during the pandemic, bro. Average 90. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. That's messed up. Going into a fucking trailer. What the fuck, man? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
You in
it's
New York?
Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, Connecticut.
Yeah, I stayed out in New York for a while.
Sad, bro.
No, I've been out in Connecticut, but I've never lived there.
Yeah, Connecticut is it's a cool state, man. It's all right.
Like that's where everybody goes to that don't want to be in New York.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's either that or Jersey,
Our pop
PA, or Connecticut.
our population swelled, man. During the
Yeah.
pandemic too. A lot of New Yorkers moving out here.
Oh, during the pandemic.
He asking me, is New Haven pizza the most underrated pizza in America? I think it is. You tasted it. You tasted it, right, TJ? I can't say America because I haven't tasted all of a lot of pizza around the country, to be honest. Like I used to
I know
go
you
to
tasted the pizza from the Bronx though.
yeah,
Yeah. So how do you compare it to
good
that?
pizza. It's good. Both of them are good. I don't get into who's the best or the worst. It's good pizza. I think it's not that far apart. Everybody wants to be one or two. If there was a 1 and 2, it wouldn't be that far apart.
Yeah.
But I had pizza in Florida, and I was in Pensacola, Florida. It was disgusting. It's not
It
close.
was.
It's not close. I had pizza in Birmingham. I had pizza in Birmingham, Alabama. I had pizza in Virginia. I had pizza in West Virginia. I had pizza in North Carolina, like Tennessee, like Chicago. Actually, the pizza I had in Chicago was good, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't up there,
I
So
agree.
I had pizza in the Philippines.
I haven't tried that yet.
Mm-mm.
But I think it has something to do with the water.
Mm-mm. I said after my first trip to the Philippines, I ate pizza on Alona Beach. The first time I went there, it was disgusting, absolutely disgusting. So I was like, man, I'll never eat pizza in the Philippines again. never. I don't care. So then here we go. I go back this time in March. I try the pizza again in Puerto Galera because where we were staying at was out of the way. It wasn't like any restaurants, but they, you know, you couldn't bring outside food in. You could go out and eat, but you couldn't bring outside food in. So we were ordering off their menu because they had a decent menu. But I tried the pizza and it was pretty good. It was good. So
Okay.
that was at AV Sweets. But yeah. Hold up. Pizza Blitz. Hold up. Thoughts. More so than Chicago pub. Yeah, it's better than Chicago. I had it in Chicago, so yeah, New Haven is elite. Haven't had it fresh though. Ordered it from Gold belly during the pin. Oh, okay. Yeah, BX is slept on. Louis and Ernie's is worth navigating half a fucking in New York to get. And then Beach Life. If you pay less than $2K for pizza in the fields, it's probably garbage. Yeah, I don't remember the name of that place, but I know it was on the little the street to go to along the beach. The little street where you, I don't know the name of the damn street, but it's the street that leads to off the main strip. You go down that street to get to along the beach. And then there's like 7-Eleven. There's a bar on the left, on the right, 7-Eleven. Place where they park the scooters at. And then there's a place that they make the pizza right there in front of you. I had it there. I don't, it was just nasty, in my opinion. But they say Yellow Cab pizza is good. But me, I don't like. I don't like trying a bunch of shit. Less than 100p, it's literally Cancer Road though. PH Pizza is pretty mid-pack. I have to agree with the Beach of Life. They have to make too many quality cuts from the American standard to hit the Filipino price. Yeah, I don't know, man. It is what it is, man. It's not. I bet you some people love pizza in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yellow Cab pizza is good. It's a sign of expat Stockholm. Yeah, see, Stockholm syndrome. You don't know. I mean, like TJ saying, if you had, I think I was trying to ask TJ this in my own way in one of the other streams we were in, just trying to compare it, because like I knew he had New York pizza, and I was trying to see like if there was somewhere on the West Coast, because I haven't traveled to the West Coast, LA, Seattle. I haven't been to any of those places. So I was trying to see like if there was good pizza out there, if it was anything comparable to New York, New Haven.
I never tried pizza. I lived in California, but I never tried pizza out there. Like, their main thing is basically like Mexican food. They do a good job at that.
Yeah, I mean, shit, we got some good Mexican food here where I live at, but they're Mexicans. Like they're Mexican.
Yeah, no, that's that's what I'm saying. So what it is being that Tijuana is right there, right across the border. So they, a lot of them come from across the border and make the food pretty much like they make it like they're at home.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like Army Navy makes great Mexican food. I seen that, but I ain't go in there and try it. No, brother, you've been away from home too long. Yeah, you forgot what what it's supposed to really taste like. That place that Calvin always talks about in Cebu City is pretty good. La Lucha. It is good. I ain't gonna lie. And they got good shakes too. Pinoy Gala, what up, brother? Good to see you in here, man. How you doing? He says, hello, world. He said, in North Cal, I recommend Tony's Pizza, the Palatana. Yeah, in South Cal, I recommend Bertino's. Okay. That's what I want to hear. That's what I'm talking about. See that info? Not that I plan on going out there anytime soon, but still. You never know, man. Is there good pizza outside of the tri-state? Because you hear about Chicago, you hear about the tri-state. You hear about the tri-state, New York. I don't know if people outside of the Northeast even know about New Haven pizza. I don't know. I know that some people that order that shit and get it shipped, like I think TJ was saying, halfway across the country.
Yeah, I understand. I would like it makes sense because like everywhere, like me personally, I've been to like 40 something states and I have yet to taste any pizza that tastes like, up Northeast.
You know, but you try to tell somebody that's never had it, and they'll argue with you. They don't understand it. They don't understand. Pinoy says, "I'm really, really well. I'm doing fishing just now at the port. Salute. I haven't been fishing in a long time, man. I used to love fishing. Oh yeah, they got that meat. We were both recommended tacos by Lucha by Beach of Life. Yep, Beach of Life originally. He's the one that recommended that to Calvin. So if you're looking for some Mexican food, you could try that out while you're out there. It's not that far from where you at.
All right.
In Mango Square. Just be careful for the transformers and the streetwalkers down there. And that, but not, it's on a little side street. It's on a little side street over there. Yeah. Cheese is the key here. Good real cheese is like 350p for 100 grams worth. Yeah, cheese is expensive over there. I bought some cheese over there. I want some cheddar cheese. Yeah, it was very expensive. Cheddar cheese. Work that into the process of your 200 peso pizza and get what you pay for. Yeah. Yeah, I see. Yeah. TJ says, for me, New York is the best pizza in the world, but I only have Milan as a reference point in Italy. Still second, though, so I'm probably biased. Yeah, I mean, I haven't made it that far yet, but definitely maybe one day. I don't know. I don't, like Kamal was saying he only been to Europe. I don't know, but for me, I don't have any desire to visit Europe yet. Maybe in the future when I get older.
I've been there. I've been to Europe.
Yeah,
I feel like it's like not exactly like being in the States, but I feel like it's around the same. Like my friend, like one of my friends is kind of convinced me to come out there, and then but my other friend from out there is here in the Philippines, so I'm like, what's, what's the point?
Yeah. So I mean, you enjoyed it, Ryan? Was it like? I mean, you live in Australia, so was it that different?
Europe is sort of is the food over there is different, but a lot of it. But in Italy, the food was good. The pizza was good if you like traditional normal, that's with basil and buffalo cheese on it. If you like that sort of stuff, but they do eat a lot of pasta over there, but not as much as people think they do. I mean, England food, it's expensive. Food stuff overseas is not what you call cheap. I'm going to show you that. It's not cheap. I mean, any part of Europe, the food is it's not cheap. The drinks aren't cheap either.
So yeah, it's about the same. Probably I figure it would be the same, about the same as we pay here. I think the pound is usually about the same as the American dollar. Pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, someone is clipping intensely. Yeah. Italy was next on my list though. It pissed me off. What Italy do? I don't know. Like I just think Europe for me in general, it's like we know us Americans. I know we know all about it. Like that's fucking too much about Europe. I think we learned more about European history. Me personally, I think I remember learning more about European history than American history.
What's crazy is they getting rid of history like in America, which is
Yeah, somebody is clipping.
yeah, I hear it too.
That might, I don't know. It's gone now, right? That might be you, Ryan. I don't know if you got the mic in your hand. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, it's gone now.
I don't know. I don't know. Eating Takis, gargling. I might eat Takis. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who it is. Yeah, but it's like we know all about Europe. So what is there to see? What is there maybe to see the things in actual and see it in person? You know.
It's like every time you start talking, it starts clipping. Like,
Who, me? Is it me?
yeah. Yeah, stop. Well, nah, there you go.
Man, I don't know. I don't know how bad it actually sounds. I hear it, but I don't hear it like overwhelmingly loud, man. Plus, I struggle with the food. I want to know what they did, though. What happened in Europe? I feel like we as Americans conflate Western Europe with Europe. I went to Istanbul and was blown away with how many countries between there and England. I knew too little to nothing about. Yeah, you true. That's true. That's true, TJ. Because Eastern Europe is basically night and day. I don't want to do the old Europe. Like you said, I don't want to do England, Spain, France, Germany. Yeah, I don't want to do none of those places.
Been to England, Spain, and France.
It is all Europe. That's true.
And Netherlands.
I definitely but like Kamal said, Italy. I don't want to see Italy. I don't want to see England. Not yet not where I'm at in my life now. I don't.
Yeah. If you like churches and stuff, you want to see other cathedrals and stuff.
Yeah, we just know so much about it. You know what I mean? You know.
I mean,
I'm trying to hear about Europe all the time. It's like he says Turkey is pretty unique in that it's divided from Asian and European sides right down the middle at Istanbul. Yeah. That's where Pinoy Galan is at right now. Pinoy Galan is in Turkey, and Coffee Sniffer. I don't think he's been to my live yet, but yeah, we follow him. He does live streams from Turkey, walking live streams, man.
Okay.
Peace out, guys. Grocery store duty calls. Salute, Beats of Life, man. Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Salute.
One of the first people that ever shouted me out, man. It was Beats of Life. And so I showed his live stream, man. I remember that. I had 13 subscribers at the time. not that I got a lot, but yeah, I had 13 subscribers. Beats of Life shouted me out. I remember that, man. Salute. I ain't never gonna forget that.
oh.
So see you, Beat Your Life. Yeah, I'm not gonna stay on long today, man. I gotta get my grandkids up early. They got visits and stuff. So I'm probably gonna go another 13 minutes, make it an even 3 hours. You know.
All right.
But I appreciate y'all coming up. I definitely do, man. Definitely. TJ says, yeah, that's
Appreciate
right.
You for having
for that home, man. For that home. Anything you guys wanna Hey man, the floor is yours, man. Like you got a live stream coming up. You wanna promote? You got content you about to drop? Any questions? Anything, man? Feel free.
I'll have to do a live stream tomorrow afternoon at my normal time of 1:30 in the afternoon, sometime tomorrow afternoon. Do my live stream as always, my walking one. If you want to join me, please do. Please join me. But that's been my time.
Ryan Avery Road One. Ryan Avery Run streaming from Australia.
Amazing.
Go check them out if you guys want. Go check them out. Aura.
Yeah, nah, me personally, nah, I don't have anything specific. Like I'm just taking things a day at a time, just enjoying myself, But if you want to subscribe, you subscribe, and then whenever I drop a video, y'all can keep up with it or whatever. But I'll drop the link again. But I appreciate you having me on here. I definitely enjoyed the topic of discussion, and I enjoy being in general. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Anytime, man. We gotta support each other, man. We all start small streamers, man. More importantly, though, I enjoy. Thank you for coming up and discussing this with us. Because, like I said, man, nobody wants to discuss this shit. Nobody wants to talk about anything real. It's easy to talk about. It's easy to talk about all the other stuff, man. These are hard conversations we need to. Like I said, I got a 21-year-old son. We need to make these conversations more comfortable for them. We can't pass that shit that our parents, that the men in our lives passed down to us. We can't pass that on to them. We know it's wrong. Like I enjoy it. I'll come to some spaces where it's bullshit. It's nothing going on. Like it's drama there. Yeah. I watch that too. I watch it too. But that can't be all we watch. We can't put all of our time and energy into that shit.
That was
I definitely agree with that.
I could nothing wrong. I could partake in that and then still have real conversations at the same time.
Yes.
That's what it's about. That's the balance.
That's the balance.
That's the balance.
That was my goal of starting the channel. Just like whatever anybody want to talk about, it can come up. Once I start going live and talk about it, pretty much. Whether it's serious, joking around, just.
Yeah, agreed. The monsters agreed. It must not be passed on. Can't have an all sugar diet. Exactly, man. We know what we need. We know what we need to do. We just got to do it.
Yes, that's what I'm doing right now, actually. Trying to lose weight myself at the moment.
Icy says, I want to discuss it, but I'm a lady. I'll listen. No, you got a voice here. You got an opinion here. Absolutely. You absolutely have an opinion here. It matters. I don't want to just hear from, one-sided conversation. Because then we end
sausage party.
No. I want the sausage party, bro. But
you're more than welcome to come back.
Yeah, your opinion matters. Yeah. My grandson back there. It was crazy, man. My granddaughter graduated from kindergarten the other day, and yeah, I was happy, man. It was beautiful. They did like a little recital. So I'm sitting there, man, and it's crazy because I just felt so old at that moment. I don't care. I had just turned 47, so you know how that is. And then I was talking to a coach that I used to coach youth with a while ago, not too long ago, and he's younger than me. His daughter is in the same class as my granddaughter. It's like, man, bro. I'm like, this is crazy, bro. But it's the most beautiful thing in the world, man. I ain't gonna lie. I dropped a tear, man.
Yes, I'm
I
a
love
mother
it.
to two. My niece
the
and
room
nephew.
full of
10 and 7. I think. Yeah, 10 and 7. My niece and nephew. So I watched him play soccer this morning.
yeah, you know what they say about Icy, a lady in the street. A spirited debate on the internet. Just hating the kid.
We know what's
He
up.
said that's a compliment.
We know what's
Man,
up.
but yeah, man. So yeah, definitely dropped a tear. Definitely
Yeah.
dropped a tear, man, because I don't care, bro. I don't care about none of that. I mean, ain't supposed to cry shit. That's my granddaughter, bro. You know what I mean? It's shit like that. I don't care, bro.
No.
That whole room of just a whole auditorium of innocent, just little boys and girls, man.
Mm.
And I don't know what it is, my age or something. I'm starting to see things through that lens, you know. That's the lens I see the world through now.
That's a blessing.
Of course not. I mean, of course not all the time, but in situations like that, yeah, I do. That's the spirit. Laugh, smile, and love.
Yeah,
That's the like button for your boy Blizz. So yeah, I'm about to get up out of here, man. Like I said, man, I appreciate everybody that came through, stopped through, hit the like button, share, subscribe. The guys that came on the panel, Aura, Ryan, everybody in the comment section. You know, we now. You got no business passing down wine and takes. Yes, recitals. Yes, I was waiting for the story. Yeah, it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful. Yeah, that's what I see. I dropped a tear, man. I recorded everything, but I'm not sharing that. That's for me. That's personal. That's
Understandable.
personal. Yeah. Teary eye. Yeah. Absolutely, man. It was one of those moments though where you just like, especially because I got them. I don't know if I would have cried if I didn't have them every day now. I don't know. I think I probably still would have. But they're with me every day now, so I don't know. Our bond is a lot closer now because the situation, right? You know, they live with me. I cry like a bee lately, seeing kids doing their thing. It is, man. It's a different level, man. I don't know when I got here, but I said before, like I got empathy late in life. I don't think I got empathy until I was like in my 30s. To really feel it. I knew what it was. I thought I knew what it was until I experienced it for the first time. And no lie, I was like,
I
what
feel
the
like
fuck am I?
it's definitely levels to it, you know. Like
Yeah.
especially once you start having your own kids and then grandkids, like that opened like a new perspective to you.
Yeah. They say having a kid is like having your heart running around outside of your chest. You know what I mean? That's what they say. Having a grandkid is like twice that, I think. It's like twice.
Hopefully I make it there one day, man. Like, you know, I haven't got any yet, but working on it.
Yeah, I've been blessed. I became a grandfather at a young. I don't know if it's not even young now. 40. That's not even young to be a grandfather or grandmother now. Nowadays, it used to be. Nowadays, it's like normal. But I was mad at first. Like when my daughter first told me she was pregnant, like because she was scared to tell me in the first place. But I was a little upset, why you come, everything I taught you, listen to your mom, you follow all that type of stuff. But I was upset. Too young, 40, like talking about. You know what I mean? But now I'm kind of grateful. I'm young enough to, I'm not 60 first time becoming a grandfather.
I'm the first time uncles. I'm all good. I'm all good with it.
Yeah,
That's good that you still able to move around and then do
exactly.
activities with them.
Exactly. I can still run. You know, I can still run. You know, my grandson probably gonna play football. I don't know. It seems just running in the blood. That'll be one thing that'll make me come out of retirement and start coaching again. You know? So, like she said, it's like when they're young, when they're doing good, it's all the emotions. I did that kind of thing. Yeah, it is, man. But like I said, man, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody that left a comment, everybody that liked it, everybody that, you know, interacted, man. We about to get up out of here. You know, don't stop sharing, man. Don't stop. Yo, all right, man. All right, Ryan. Thank you, man. Or thank you, man.
Peace,
Yo,
peace.
peace
Thank
out. Don't be scared to show you're vulnerable. Just pick the right people to show it to. You know what I mean? Don't walk around with your heart on your sleeve, but at least have somebody that you could talk to. One person that you could be vulnerable with when you need to.
That's it. Yeah.
All right, TJ. See you later, bro. I'm not talking about walking around constantly throwing up on people's shoes with your emotions leaking all over the place, but at least having that outlet in times of need. You know what I mean?
That's it.
All these other things, man.
That's it.
All right. We need to do more as men. You know.
That's it.
All right. All right, Ryan, man. Ryan, enjoy the rest of your day, brother.
Man. Have a good one.
All right, everybody else, man. This has been Blizzard Abroad. I'm out of here, man. Tune in. Every Friday we'll be doing this. Every Friday night, man. Smile because it's free. See y'all next time. You know, silent battles that men face, man. The heartbreak we never heal from. Insecurity, fear, failure, self-doubt, burnout, pressure to succeed, emptiness, our own past mistakes, and accountability. The trauma we carry from childhood. Feeling lost and without a purpose. The cost of emotionally absent fathers. Right? Losing real life connections and friendships. Being disrespected or unseen in our own homes. And wondering if we're truly happy or if we're just surviving. This has been Blizzard Abroad, man. I'll see you next time, man. Peace out.